From the My Boy Studios of Arizona, UFC 290 recap, epic or controversial? Israel Adesanya has a meltdown. We're going to recap the entire card with the MMA-Holes. Yes.
Wonderful.
How you doing, friends? What's going on, chat? How's it going? Hopefully everyone is wonderful. Welcome to the MMA-Holes Live. We're here to recap UFC 290. It was quite the card on Saturday night. So many things to talk about. And after a couple of days of letting it soak into my brain, I got a lot to say. A lot of people online going back and forth. Controversy or epic is what we're going to decide tonight on the MMA-Holes. Now, let me just say before we do dive into it, I love the card and I was thoroughly entertained. Okay? Now, I'm going to go out there and say it. I was absolutely entertained. It wound up being worth the $85, and it's been a while since I've been that entertained throughout the entire event that a UFC card has, UFC has thrown in front of my eyeballs. I've liked their product for a while, but last Saturday was a lot of fun. It really was. Now, with that being said, of course, there isn't a UFC card without controversy. And on top of it being so much fun, it was incredibly controversial. We're going to dive down this road, this dark, deep road. No, it's not a deep road. Long, dark road into a dark cave. And we're going to go in there and we're going to dissect this thing in a way that you probably have not heard on the internet. So if you could stop what you're doing, like the stream, share the stream, and if you watch it on the replay, comment down below what you thought of UFC number 290. Before we get into all the craziness, I want to tell everyone, do not take this stream serious because we're just here to entertain and have fun. We're here to trigger some. I don't take this sport very serious. It's entertainment to me. I enjoy it. It delights me. But when people do get very serious about something, I rip the wound open and I pee in it. So that's what I'm going to do tonight. Let's shout out our sponsors, mybookie.ag, promo code MMA-HOLES for 100% match on your first deposit. Hey, guess what, guys? On Saturday, 5 in a row plus money. Let's go. 5 events in a row. Plus money Moss. Did it again. Thank God Pantoja got the win. And I think there's a little controversy in that. So we'll talk about that event. But if you want to place some bets, you want to win some money, mybookie.ag is the best place to do it. And use our promo code MMA-HOLES. Get a 100% match on your first deposit. Shout out to Millions. Millions got a great thing going. You know, I was listening to, who was it? I was listening to Sean Strickland on Rogan today. I finally got to hear like 70% of it. I still have to finish it, but when I was at the gym today, I was like, all right, let me plop it in and just deprogram. I laughed a lot. I think Sean is, I come out of this interview so far that Sean will definitely murder somebody, and he's hilarious at the same time. He's the funniest psychopath I've ever listened to in my life. So I'm still a fan of Sean after the interview. But Sean was bringing up fighter pay. And, how the UFC is bringing these kids in. And the reason why there's so many foreign talent is because when foreign fighters come into the UFC, well, they could take their 10 to show and 10 to win or whatever and bring it back to their countries and be kings. Whereas if you're in America, you can't live off of that. And that's why it's not as enticing to young Americans. That was his theory, and it kind of makes sense. So you see these guys coming in from the Contender Series making peanuts, beating each other up in their underwear in a cage. Well, they're not making the most money, but if they, use it right in their social media platforms and then all of a sudden they rise up the rankings, become champion, well, now they're making some good money. So if you want to support these guys and gals out there, go to Millions. There's a link in the description to Millions. And you can help any of these fighters, even champions. You could help out by clicking that link and checking out their merchandise and all their signed stuff or their watch parties as well. I like this. We don't really make, actually I haven't made a penny off of this yet, but we don't really make much from this. So, if you just want to support fighters and you want to do the right thing and help them out, go to Millions, click the link in the description down below. ESPN Plus, shout out to ESPN Plus. There's a link in the description if you're looking to watch the Contender Series, or tomorrow The Ultimate Fighter will be on it. Click our link in the description if you're going to buy any of the pay-per-views with the BMF belt coming around. And thank you, by the way, to the people that bought $290. I really appreciate that. Using our link. How about that?
Wonderful.
You have no idea. I appreciate it. It's like $10 a pop that we get off of everyone that buys a pay-per-view or clicks on the link and does whatever. So I do appreciate everyone that helps out in that way. So link in the description for ESPN Plus. All right. Enough of the plugging. Let's where should we start? You look at this thumbnail, and the reason why I have one picture bigger than all of them, it's because it stole the show. Let's be serious. I mean, there were some really big things that happened. A title went in one direction. A title stayed around the waist of, some say, the GOAT. Dan Hooker breaking his face and arm and still getting an underdog win. Robbie Lawler retiring and crying and having this whole crazy celebration. Bo Nickal knocking out his opponent to open up the card. The prelims were fire. And, one thing I thought of today when I was thinking back on this card, I was like, one female fight, and it was very quick, and it wound up being a great card. Coincidence? I don't know. Let me know in the chat. But speaking of the chat, let's say hello to the people. If you show up live to these streams, you get a front row seat, and you get your opinion shown on screen. So let's see what's going on in that chat. How's everyone doing on this wonderful Monday night? Stalio, too. Haven't seen that name in a minute. Let's see. Power Slap Snow Bunnies. Hooker surprised me. Yeah, there was a couple of fights which made this card so good with the surprises that jumped out. Taking calls tonight. Let's see. Where are we at? Let's see. We got to fund our show. Let's see. Taking calls at, let's see, 15,724. 15,724 down below. So if we get $100 in Streamlabs donations, I'll take calls. Let's see. Not good, Moss. Elden Ring has me raging. You're still playing Elden Ring, huh? I gave up. Hello, Tangji. How you doing? What happened on them that bet on fights and were on the inside coaches or last year's? What are you yelling about? It was fix. We'll talk about that. Taking calls in $15 million, please. I love the MMA-Holes. Sausage. The only thing you're roasting is sausage. Let's see. What are your thoughts on Brown Campbell? I feel like you both have the same sense of humor and takes on MMA, except he's the PG version due to who he works. Who is Brown Campbell? I don't even know. Who is Brown Campbell? Who is it? Where is he from?
Who the fuck is that guy?
I have no idea who is Brown Campbell. Is he a YouTube guy? No idea. But all right, he must be a very handsome man with really incredible takes. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. First off, in the chat, I just want to trigger everyone. Okay, before we get into the entire card, but I'm gonna recap the entire card, and then we're gonna finish with the real good stuff here. I'm gonna go as quickly through the stuff that's not as important and spend a lot of time on, especially IZZY versus Drikas. They didn't fight, but they had an interesting back and forth, and my goodness, N-words flew. It was fantastic, and I got to be honest with you, Israel Adesanya stole the show. Like, he legit made this card so much fun. Really, seriously. Like, now, do I agree with everything that was said? No. But, I mean, still, it made it very entertaining. The theatrics are through the roof. And if you're not a fan of WWE, then I'm sure you probably like, okay, this is nonsense. This is crazy. This is disrespectful. This is a blemish. But, I'm not a fan of WWE, and I enjoyed it. So, I don't know. I like the theatrics of that. And Robbie Lawler fight being fixed is something to talk about, something people aren't spending enough time on. In fact, no one's spending any time on. So we're going to talk about that because I feel that we need to address a possible conspiracy. Okay? So make sure you stick around for that. Uh-oh, here we go. We're getting closer to the phone calls. B-Man hitting the Logan.
Hey, I need a little help over here. I got some shit in my diaper. And I need someone to fucking change me.
Logan, I've got knives in my hand. Yeah. Logan, I'm a feral angry man.
What do I gotta do around here to get myself a tit? I'm starving. look at my sister that way.
Oh,
I'm warning you, bub.
Logan, I've got knives in my hand. Logan, I'm a feral angry man. Logan, I've got knives in my hand. Logan, I'm a feral angry man.
Who the fuck is Logan Paul?
There we go. B-Man, baby. Come on, B-Man.
Logan.
There we go. Come on, champ. Getting closer to them phone calls. Thank you, B-Man, for your support and dropping my son's donation. Welcome, Logan, to this world. I saw a sausage in the chat calling me a clown. I don't know how I could respond to something like that when someone says you're a clown and reverts to 12-year-old clown emoji. But I mean, listen, sometimes people got to revert to childish behavior and not take in all the facts and information. Unfortunately, there are people in this world like that, and I pray for you. Let's get to the card over here. Let's get to the card, and let's recap UFC 290. A glorious fiasco of carnage, lots and lots of carnage, and crying, whether it was on my TV screen, whether it was crying in my chat. There was a lot of crying going on Saturday night. Izzy's tribe, the Yoruba, literally sold slaves to the West. Okay, so let me just say this. The Izzy segment of this show, all right, I'm going to make this very clear. I'm not going to make it about race. I'm just not going to do that. We're going to laugh at how ridiculous it is, but I am not going to... I don't know. It's because we got to be very careful here. But I'm going to be very how dark humor will be said. Well, I don't know if I could say that, right? Because that'd be racist, right? I can't say black humor. No, I can't say that. Anyway, I'll make some. It'll be edgy jokes in the Izzy segment. Okay. All right. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful.
13 fights on this card. Let's start with number 1 and move our way swiftly through this thing. Okay, Rabovic's, like we said, the night of. This fight over here started off interesting because he was getting his ass pounded in. Like, I'm talking like shit pushed inside of his ass, and he was losing. And I was like, wow, this is going to be a good night for me. Kirk is kicking his ass. I'm going to get the underdog win. And nope, that didn't go down that way. As Rabovix just flips the script, does his job. Second, third round, unanimous decision. He gets the win. Congratulations. Aguilar is the only Mexican on this card that showed up. The only one. Now, who cares if he was a little bit of a favorite in this fight? It was close. You'd see minus 145 and plus 120. I tell you what. In hindsight, looking back at the resume and stuff like this should have been separated even more with the line. So if anyone bet on the favorite over here, you probably made some easy money because Aguilar smoked my man. I don't know if he got a bonus, but he sure did deserve it because out of all the knockouts on this card, if you're just thinking about what really stood out as a just the knockout, this was it. Aguilar just took this man's soul. Ross was definitely brought in there to be knocked out. And last Saturday was a night meant for Mexico. Like the UFC said, okay, Mexico, here's a chance for you to shine, right? And everyone failed except for this man. This man is a mighty, tiny guy, but he's a lot of fun to watch. So I can't wait for the next Aguilar fight. He goes to 9-2-0, and I will always be a fan of this dude because he's just, I don't know, he's fun to root for. Speaking of fun to root for, another South African over here, Cameron Simon, who was making out with his corner. There was a lot of making out going on. Yeah, check this out. So here's Cameron's. I didn't see this live, but on afterwards was when I was like, just coming down from that card. I was like, what the fuck? This is Cameron. This is DDP. Here's DDP getting ready, and just grabbing that crotch, and then people were like, "Bro, he was checking his cup." Like, dude, it's still fucking weird. It's still weird, man. Listen, is it still there? Did your dick go anywhere? What is that? It's a little odd. little odd, especially, you know, when you see this as well. You know, a little strange, but I guess, you know, different cultures, different things, right? It is what it is. Anyway, Cameron doesn't by no means look like a guy that would kiss another guy. But anyway, Cameron is a young man who is very talented. Like, this dude is only 22 years of age, and the thing that stands out the most, what do you mean that's gross? What, the kiss or the cup? Yeah, maybe South Africa is a very flamboyant, man-on-man country. I have no idea. All I know is they can kick the shit out of me, judging from the fighters that are coming out of there. But who couldn't? Anyway, so this kid from South Africa gets the win. And he just, like, the calmness of this kid, the poise at 22 years of age makes me very excited in the pants to see this kid compete again. Now, he fought a guy that he was supposed to beat. They disguise this well because Mitchell is a dude that is just shredded and very scary looking. He looked like, I don't know, he looks like one of the fucking hyenas from The Lion King. But he, you know, there's something about him that, like, okay, this guy might be a problem. You know, I doubted myself when I picked Simon. But thankfully, I stayed with the kid. And after watching that fight, I was like, well, okay, first round destruction. Okay, cool. Another kid to look out for. So back to back. Aguilar, not as much as Simon. Simon, I really do think, can be very special at bantamweight. So I'm looking forward to seeing how the UFC slowly brings this guy up. I hope they don't do it too fast, because he's only 22 years of age, but he could be one of the youngest champions ever, if not the youngest. Vitor Petrini gets the win, triangle choke, third round. It was a pretty interesting fight.
I'm the greatest warrior. I'm the greatest fighter of all time. And
Pump the brakes.
I believe that with my heart, because I never stop coming. You're going to have to put me to sleep or knock me the fuck out to get me to stop coming.
He doesn't want to stop coming.
Because I never
and nor do I.
Coming. Never stop coming. Coming. Never stop coming.
On a Monday night. Everybody come in the chat, please. Sanosi just dropped the $12. Peña.
I'm coming.
Never stop.
Slow down.
Coming. Never stop.
I can't handle it.
Never stop coming.
Too much coming going on.
Coming. Never stop coming.
Wow.
One lesson I got from Saturday: no picture of all your champs of a nationality. The fake 3 Africans took a pic and their belts gone.
Oof.
Now 2 out of 3 Mexicans lost their belts. Grasso is next. For the phones.
Thank you, Sanosi. And Sanosi's dusting off his Klansman hat as he's donating. Thank you, Sanosi. Appreciate that. All right. What do you guys think about that? Woof. You could get me in trouble over here, Sanosi. What's going on? Holy smokes. Thank you, Sanosi. We're getting closer to the goal. 15,720. That'd be about right. Bradley.
Man, UFC 290 was awesome, but was sad that Brandon lost his title and shocked that Robert Whittaker lost and Dan Hooker broke his hand.
Yes. So, well, it wasn't too bad. Hooker got injured and his face broke as well. And still got the win, though. He still got the win. But we will get to Brandon and Robert Whittaker. I definitely have a lot of thoughts on that. And thank you, Bradley, for the Big 5. Thank you, Sanosi. And thank you, B-Man. Supporting the channel. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Seriously, with another mouth to feed, I'm sweating over here. I'm sweating over here trying to run this show. So I thank you very much for your contributions. Getting closer to the phone calls as well. Okay. So Cameron Simon, spoke about him. Petrino gets the triangle choke in the third round. Nice job sealing the deal. Looked pretty solid in that fight. Menefield versus Crude. It looked like Crude was going to retire in this fight over here. It really, I was like, wow, man, after this thing went down, Menefield finished him in the second round. I picked submission. I was wrong on that. It was a knockout. I mean, he went in there and just, oh, no, wait, hold on a second. I'm mixing fights up. All right, was it? Oh, I hit it on the head? Shit, I fucking got that one right. All right, submission. It was a guillotine choke. I don't fucking remember how the fuck that went down. But anyway, big win for Menefield over here because, let's be honest, Alonzo Menefield, he lost to William Knight. Nothing against William. Was cut from the UFC. Really needed this one, especially after having to run this one back with the fouls and whatever, the controversy. But now Menefield goes 14-3-1. Now, listen, I don't see a champ with Menefield, But a guy that's in his 30s, 35 years of age, listen, he's got to keep winning, right? He doesn't want to lose, and now he's on a 3-fight win streak. So last loss was tonight, which I'm sure he would like to get back, and 3 wins in a row and all finishes. So that's pretty impressive. He's scary, Menafield, and he's starting to hit his stride. So I'm excited to see what's next for Alonzo. If you look at what we've spoken about so far, 5 fights in, okay, all finishes except for the first, but the first was a nice comeback win for Rabovics. So solid. Like, we're hitting the ground running. We're 5 fights into the prelims for UFC 290, and we're just having a blast. Like, it's just flying by. We're just having a massive good time. And the beauty of having finishes in fights is we get to talk to the community. We get to fucking go back and forth in the chat, shoot the shit, have a little fun. Baby's sleeping, so Jesse's got to maneuver. Anyway, so that's cool too. I love when we do have a lot of finishes. Now, with that being said, as I look through the card and the finishes are happening, I'm like, well, it's fun, you know. And if you like, I can't just lick ass constantly. I just can't do that, right? Because my job is to see both sides. Because there's a lot of critical people out there that are always shitting on the UFC. There's a lot of people that are always sucking them off. I try to find a way to sit in the middle, right? So I'm saying to myself, well, what negatives can I pull from this? Well, easy. If you're looking at the matchups, yes, we are getting finishes, but we're getting fights that are supposed to be this way, right? Like these matchups over here. I'll show you again. The Aguilar was pretty much a layup for him. Simon was a layup for him if you really dive down, you know, the rabbit hole. And Petrino, not quite a layup, but still a fight he was supposed to win. Menafield got interesting. Menafield and Crew, because people were debating that. So that did get interesting over there. Okay? So the match making a little sus. Little sus when you have these crazy quick finishes in the first round. And then you have Alonzo Menafield and you're like, okay, well, that was fun. That was a lot of fun. And then you get this fight, right? The one lady fight on the card. You got a girl that's undefeated, Mexico, 10-0, right? And I'm thinking she's going to win. I think this could be a layup for her. So I'm like, all right, here we go with this one. And Gomez goes in there and just runs her over. How quick was this? This was 20 seconds. Now, I got to be honest with you. I can't, off the top of my head, I can't even think of another 20-second female fight. Like, what? So now we're euphoric. As a community, we are just fired up. We are hitting on all cylinders. Saturday night, where it's electric. The chat's fired up. You get this crazy upset. She was a plus 300. She goes in there, takes out Mexico, which it seemed like the UFC really wanted to push to have a good big night. And Uruguay suffers their first loss. What a win! Now we're like, okay, this card is getting very interesting. As a fan, how could you not love consuming this kind of carnage?
Wonderful.
We got Vladimir coming in with the deuce.
How dare that balding Puerto Rican gloat about Mexican champs losing their belts? Anyway, I thought the whole Izzy calling Drikas the N-word was one of the funniest things I've seen on TV recently. I was yelling at the screen, say it back.
You know what's funny? It was in my head as well. And because I was saying to myself, it was a trap. Right, Izzy was trying to belittle him and have this moment, and I understand Izzy's side of things, and I understand Drikas' side of things. We're gonna really dive into it when we get to that moment. But you would be lying if you weren't like, well, is he gonna say it? if you're a real African and this and that, do you get a pass? How does this work, dude? If Drikas just fucking took his, like, he's got this demeanor where he'll talk shit, but he'll still be polite, he'll still be respectful, like that's his shtick, that's his thing. And, you know, he's trying to keep running with that, saying controversial things, but being a professional and an adult. Whereas Izzy is just acting like a fucking giant child. And that's fine. Because, listen, let's be serious. If Izzy didn't act like a giant child, we wouldn't have had as much fun on Saturday night. So I like both sides of things. But let me know, yes or no, did you think Drikas was going to fire the N-word back? It was in my head. It was. But I didn't bring it up on air. But it definitely jumped into my mind. Izzy's side of things is asking like a jealous puke. 675 million Powerball. Did you buy one? No, I didn't. But if someone wants to buy us one, I'll take it. Africans, don't say that word. That's a whole USA black thing. Well, actually, that is true, right? I don't know. Listen, I don't. Damn, man. Like, I mean, listen, I don't want to. Why are we bringing history into this? Like, this is the problem. It's a big problem. Why are we bringing history into this? Someone came into my comments. I'll say a little tease for the Izzy conversation. Someone came into my comments and was comparing, like, you got to understand where Izzy's coming from, because that's like you saying to the Indians, you know, I'm a true American because I live here, yet we raped and pillaged and took their land. Like, you know, I'm paraphrasing what this guy said, but basically that's like us saying that to Indians, right? I'm like, bro, it's so different. It's not even funny. Like, it's not even close to the same. And I was saying to him that if we lived with this forever guilt of pause for this racist donation, probably it's about to happen.
Ultra fail by Izzy. He was the whitest white dude in the arena Saturday night. I've never seen a black man fail so hard at trying to be black. Izzy was channeling Vince McMahon energy. DDP handled himself with true class, just like a plantation owner.
There it is. There, I knew there was something in there. I knew. Thank you. All right. Thank you, Kino. Appreciate that.
Wonderful.
Okay. So let me try to. So, okay. Each one of us, as a human being, have ancestors that have done horrible things. All of us. We all have ancestors somewhere down the road, some worse than others, but we all have ancestors that have done something horrible. Could you imagine if we just walked around and lived sobbing and on our tippy toes, not saying things because of what our ancestors have done? It's stupid. It's dumb. And we should live in 2023 rather than live, you know, way back when naughty things were happening. It's ridiculous. Every single one of you motherfuckers out there, no matter what color you are, have ancestors that done horrendous things. So we need to stop with the guilt. We need to stop with the fucking, oh, you know, my fucking great-great-great-great-great-great-grandfather, your great-great-grandfather did this, and your great-great-grandfather did that, and you shouldn't say this. I could say this, but you can't say. No. It's ridiculous. It's nonsense. Live in 2023. If we live this way, we'd never have this problem. We'd never have racism. We just fucking move forward instead of fucking living in the past. Could you imagine if we lived with this guilt, we wouldn't celebrate any holiday? Every holiday is wrapped around some sort of disaster. Conquering land, murdering people. Every holiday. So we wouldn't have any holidays. We would just be miserable fucks crying into our fucking pillows every night. From this point on, don't bring it into my UFC. If Izzy yells the N-word to this guy, all right, fine. He yells the N-word to this guy. If DDP says that he's a real African, well, he lives in Africa. He lives there. We'll get to that in a second, but it's fucking stupid. It's so dumb. Oh, you're a white guy saying this. You don't understand the hurt and the pain and this and that. No. Every fucking person has ancestors that did something terrible. Ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. I'm not living in guilt. Not happening. It's not happening. I'm not going to have any guilt. I'm not going to fucking pay for what nonsense happened back in the past. Not doing it. So fuck off. Anyway, back to the breakdown. Thank you very much. Thank you. You don't understand the struggle. No, fuck the struggle, man. We all treat each other equally. That's what it's about. We all have to be equal with each other. We can't say, okay, this person said that person said this. Let's talk about what happened 400 years ago. Silly. It's fucking silly. It's nonsense. This fight sucked. This fight sucked over here. But Tyra win. Another young kid, 23 years old. Japanese talent over here. I'm sure the UFC's loving that. Mexico takes another L. Robbie Lawler. Okay. Here we go. Robbie Lawler versus Niko Price. We dabbled on this situation over here. A very shocking, like I'm talking super shocking thing happens. Not that Robbie Lawler won, not that Robbie Lawler knocks out Niko Price, but he does it faster than any finish that he's ever had in the UFC. At 41 years of age, Robbie Lawler goes in there, 39 seconds, and pop, 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 Nico goes down. That's it. It's a career. And I was shocked. And in real time watching it, I was like, I don't know about this. You heard me instantly. I was like, whoa, that was weird. Like, that's odd. That's a weird, and that was a weird combination, like collide of fighters, and it was a weird flurry, and Nico Price, the way he went down, it looked like he was acting, like it was really strange, right? So I'm watching this. I'm looking at it. I'm like, I don't think that's right. I don't think that's real. And then people were hitting us up afterwards, and we're saying, well, it's because you predicted Robbie Lawler to lose, so that's why you're saying this. No. Guys, if I don't put money on a fight, I don't give a shit if I'm right or wrong. I don't give a fuck. I don't care. If I put my money where my mouth is, that's where all my eggs are. If I lose that fight, if I give you a lock, guaranteed lock, bet the house on that guy, and I lose that fight, I'm hurting. But if Robbie Lawler wins and knocks out Nico Price and I didn't pick him, I don't care. I liked Robbie. I said that I was rooting for Robbie Lawler before the fight even happened. I'm rooting for Robbie. So I was like, okay, this is a little head scratching over here. But on the replay, I don't think it was fixed. I don't. I watched the replay back and I was like, well, he did kind of connect over there. Let me see if I could pull this up without any issues. Let's see. Robbie Lawler. So Robbie Lawler gets the job done. Okay, here we go. And here's a little bit of the replay. Let's take a look at this together, okay? All right, here we go. Okay, here's a collision. Okay, so let's look through this thing. Actually, let's like really zoom in on this. And by the way, thinking this fight is fixed is not an insult. It's not. And I'll tell you why it's not an insult in a second. None of us is saying that Robbie, none of us, I mean, maybe some knuckleheads are saying this, none of us think that Robbie was in on this if it was a fix. Okay? None of us are saying this. So you fucking mutants out there that are like, Robbie would never do that. That's not what we're saying. That's not what we're saying. We're saying that maybe the UFC got into Nico Price's ears like, yo, we got a little sideways Robbie mouth. Yo, we got a little bit of a snippet over here. We want to roll. We're on ABC. We want to roll into this pay-per-view hot. We can't. If Robbie loses, we can't show this. If Robbie loses, we can't show this. If we don't show this, we don't have those heartstrings. We're not tugging. How are people gonna buy these pay-per-views? People are like, that's a bummer. I don't want to watch this pay-per-view. What works better for the UFC? Robbie Lawler first round knockout, crying. All the theatrics. Hey, buy this $85 pay-per-view. Oh, yeah, I'm going to buy that. But if Nico Price, which the casual doesn't even fucking know, Nico Price goes in there and finishes Robbie Lawler, well, people are going to buy the pay-per-view. It's business. So that other angle, to completely dismiss it, you, in fact, are a clown. You must take both sides. I urge you to take both sides of this situation. Now, let's look at this. Okay, let's look at this as a family over here. Okay, here's Nico. He's holding on for dear life. Now, Robbie comes in there. Now, Robbie's a beast. He's a G. This guy, one of the best, for sure. And what a story Robbie is, right? You've never really seen a boring Robbie fight. You've seen a weird one. And let me just say this. This is a little strange because I did criticize, and I will tell the truth. I did criticize Robbie one time before when he fought Colby Covington. This is the second time. This is the second time I look at a Robbie Lawler fight, and I'm like, wait, hold on a second. Now, I'm still not saying that he threw this fight. But the Colby Covington fight, I did think he threw. I did. And I was trying to figure out what the fuck is going on here. This does not seem right. In this fight over here, I don't think he did throw the fight. But with that being said, when I remember that Colby Covington fight, that was not Robbie Lawler that we saw on Saturday night. That was a very weird fight. Robbie was hitting Colby with the kitchen sink, and Colby wasn't budging. This Robbie Lawler hits Colby Covington. Colby gets flatlined. Really strange. Really, really strange. Peculiar. If you go back and watch Robbie Lawler versus Colby Covington, come back to me and tell me that's Robbie. Okay? I don't like to entertain these conspiracies because I think majority of conspiracies are pretty dopey, but when you see things that don't seem to add up, you got to at least entertain it. You can't just say, no, it's real to me. You just can't. So Robbie's coming in here. He cracks him. Nico goes down, right? I mean, the way even Nico went down, you're like, what the fuck? This is like a cartoon. This shit looks like I'm watching fucking Bugs Bunny over here. And Robbie's celebrating over there. This shit looks like a Rocky movie. This shit don't even, it almost looks too good. Okay? So what I'm trying to do right now, you might say, Mystical Moss, what are you doing? You're tarnishing Robbie's career here. No, I'm playing devil's advocate. That's what I'm doing. I'm showing you both sides. I'm asking you in the chat to give me your honest opinion, whether you're on the side of, something's fishy going on here or that's completely legit. That's what I want you guys to do for me in the chat. Now, make sure you hit this like button over here because I'm trying to be the middleman. I'm trying to provide the information to you so you can make the decision, because at the end of the day, we will never know whether a fight is fixed or not. We will never, ever, ever know the truth. Okay, let's watch this again here. Okay. So here's the engagement. There's a right that skims off the side of his head. Okay. They collide some more. Okay, Nico holds on. Now, that one right there, there's one that slipped in right on the nostrils, the nose. Listen, no one wants to get hit with that, right? No one wants to get hit with that. Now, with that being said, I don't know how much force. It's not like he stepped into that thing, but Robbie's a strong man, right? And he hit him right on the nose. Okay, so now that probably shook him up over there. There was a follow-up, and then here comes the uppercut, right? Ba-bang, right in there, grazing off the side. Nico goes down. It looks like Rob Thomas, Nico. And I'll go down in the front of you. And then a little bit, and I'll take a dive for Robbie Lawler. Here's another fucking angle. It's a little sus, guys. Just a little bit, okay? Just a little bit. I'm still going to stick with it being legit. I'm going to still stick with it. I'm going to still... Anyone else? One's in the chat if you think he looks like Rob Thomas. I'm going to still stick with this being legit. So when I watch the replay in real time, I'm like, okay, it's legit. What am I doing? Why am I talking about conspiracy? This is a big deal. Robbie Lawler's retiring. He got a legendary knockout, 30 seconds, whatever time it was. Okay, it's going to get emotional. This is nice. And then what does the UFC do? Just when I thought I was clear, just when I thought I was in the clear, the UFC has this just moment, convenient moment that's never, let me make this very clear to you, never ever been done before. Okay? Mike Goldberg, the voice of the UFC, not a UFC champ, I understand. Never stepped in the octagon to fight, but was legit a staple of the UFC. When you tuned into the UFC, you hear Goldie's voice, here we go. Like, that guy was the UFC. For him to not have any sort of recognition for his work and they just let him go. And then you have Robbie Lawler over here, who is a legend, fought in all the big, the old school organizations, Pride, Strikeforce, whatever, and had, got bounced out, got bounced back in, won a title. I mean, listen, I'm not trying to discredit Robbie Lawler in any way. That's not what I'm trying to do. What I'm trying to say here is, was something fishy going on? So Robbie's crying. His little ugly cry face. No one has a nice cry face.
A guy, but this is an emotional moment for you.
And this is emotional. Joe Rogan's doing that voice.
I want you to enjoy it. I want you to tell me
I want you to enjoy it. Simply the best. And Robbie's doing sideways mouth. He's really getting into it, right? Wait, it's not the one? Fuck. Where's the montage? Where's the montage? Anyway, they do a montage for the guy, right? They do a montage for Robbie. And Robbie's all fucking emotional and crying. They have his face in a little corner. It's like a big deal. I'm trying to find it over here. It's a big deal. It's a big deal. Like, and it just conveniently happens right before we go into a pay-per-view off of ABC that you got to pay $85 for. Robbie Lawler was not put on the pay-per-view card because they wanted to lead in. People were like, well, they wanted to give him the spotlight on national TV and this and that. More eyes are on him. Is that really the case? Is that really how the UFC works? Or is it a business? Is it a business? What's better? I'll get to your super chat in a second. I see you, man. What's better for business? better for business is Robbie Lawler knocks this guy out in record time. We have a lot of time to have in this Tina Turner moment. Simply the best. And fucking, like the highlights, crying, tears, corner Robbie, epic walkout, this whole thing. You wouldn't be able to have that if your back is against the wall and it's a 3-round fight going to the decision. You wouldn't have that. You wouldn't have that if Nico Price flatlines Robbie Lawler really quick. You wouldn't have any of that. So, for the conspiracy people out there, I hear you. I get it. Do I think it was fixed? I don't know. I don't think so. But I hear you guys. I hear you. I'm not turning my back on my conspiracy people out there. With that information that I just gave you in the chat, whether you're watching on the replay or you're watching live, I want you to let me know. I want to hear your voices. I don't know why I pounded my chest. I have no idea why I did that.
Wonderful, wonderful.
We got Kainoto coming in.
Moss, shut your pasty white ass up. Don't say everyone's ancestors were evil. Mine are the Incas and we were noble people. Fuck. Never mind. We were sacrificing our own babies and pulling out live hearts in return for good crops. Mystic wins again.
I'm telling you, Kainoto, think about this. Before you cast stones about other people's backgrounds and the history, go dive into your background and tell me how good your people were. Everyone was good. Every race, every human being out there has a bad seed and bad people out there that do really bad things. Every one of them. Some more than others, for sure. I mean, listen, the Holocaust pretty fucking bad. Slavery, horrific, But a lot of things went, on back in the day. If we all lived like that, it would be ridiculous. Jesse's related to John Wilkes Booth, for God's sakes. Think about the horrendous thing that man did. And it makes a lot of sense, right? Thank you for the donation.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Sinosi coming in.
Izzy is the biggest hypocrite. Dude went back to this country for his photo shoot and had servants. Dude hopped to Zealand and China. I say he brings Mike Perry to his presser just to say it. Also, Robbie fastest KO in the UFC was 24 seconds in 2013.
Was it his fastest, KO? I thought this was his fastest. All right, I stand corrected. Thank you. Appreciate that. Second fastest.
Super chat.
Dire Goth.
Robbie Lawler paid that man backstage T-flop. Young Buck would have felt bad if he KO'd a legend, so Robbie Lawler paid him off backstage to lose.
Do you agree with that donation, chat? Let me know. Do you agree with that donation? Dire Goth 03. Thank you for the donation. Appreciate that. Okay. I missed the point. Drikas brought up Africa, not Izzy. Okay, we'll get into it. Because I'm not missing the point. I'm not. Trust me. Listen, this is a conversation I don't want to get into. I don't like when there's a race back and forth. This one said something worse than that someone, and it's about race. I hate it because it's everything against what we do over here in the chat. There's no such thing as a race in this chat. There's no race. You look in this chat, what do you see? You see screen names and avatars. Most of these people aren't even showing their real faces in the chat. So I don't really like talking too much about race and missing the point and ancestors and this and that. I don't like talking about that, but I'm going to get into it. And I'm probably going to piss a lot of people off. And if you don't want to hear it, then now's the time to bow out because I'm about to go there. But I feel like we'd be better as a society to fucking cut the shit. Stop being so fucking sensitive and, stop bringing it back to ancestors and shit like that. Dude, enough, man. Enough's enough. How long is this going to go? All right, let's move on to the next fight. We got Bo Nickal Pickle. I mean, a completely racist fight over here. White man taking out a black man as quickly as he did. That was terrible. Bo Nickal fighting this dude was the biggest joke in the fucking world. But the thing that's interesting is Bo Nickal, he can throw. This guy's got power, and he's pretty precise. And he goes in there. He fought a guy that, I guess it's dangerous considering he didn't really know much about this guy, I guess. But it was kind of a waste of time. This should have been the fight to end the prelims. I don't want to hear, oh, national TV, Robbie Lawler retired. No. This should have been the fight. Because let me tell you something. Bo Nickal running through this motherfucker. Running through this dude. Everyone's amped up, hyped up, big boners. Like, okay, I got to buy the pay-per-view. It would have still worked. I don't think this changed anything. I really don't think this changed anything. But Bo won a fight that he was supposed to win. So congratulations, Bo. Am I a fan of the guy? Well, I got to say this. In his post-fight interview, he won me over. The guy actually won me over. I'm like, okay, he's talking about his kids. He's becoming more, I don't know, there's something about him, a little more humble, but likable in some sort of way. So I'm gonna give Bo a chance and see what he's got. I mean, he clearly has skill. And I hope they bring him up slow and, stop putting him on pay-per-views, though. I mean, what are we doing? Headline like fight nights, main the prelims. Like, what are we doing? It's kind of a slap in the face to Robbie Lawler. It is. Well, he was on national TV, and this is his last fight. Put him on the fucking pay-per-view. What are you doing? Anyway, Bo Nickal getting the win. What do you guys think about Bo Nickal? I mean, he is what he is, right? The guy's a hype train that looks like he's going to be something special. He really does. I don't want to crown him right yet, but he is beating the guys he's supposed to beat. He's beating really nobody. He's regional guys. Guys that haven't proven anything. That's what he's beating. And I understand he's only 4-0 now, 5-0. But for us to crown this man right now is incredibly premature. Let's let him evolve and blossom a little bit. Let's learn a little bit more. And then let's start talking that stuff. Let's enjoy him. Because, yes, he is crushing cans. That is true. But listen, representing America, this and that, that's cool, man. I want to see more American talent out there. I would. I mean, listen, it's flooded with talent from all other countries. I would like to see have a little American pride, sure. But we'll see what happens. All right, so that's one of my Bo. Let's see what the chat says. I don't really have much more to say on Bo. We gotta get to the juicy stuff. The other homie looks like Samoan male Oprah. What the fuck? Bo is the Kayla Harris of the UFC. Yeah, in the same gym. Bo won't be a champion. So there we go. Bo won't be a champion. They better take their time with him. They don't want to rush him too much. Bo versus Cannonier, that's a rush. The people want Bo versus KHAMZAT, bro. I mean, I would like to see that, but it is a big rush. Let's see. I'm PSU alum, so I like him. Watched him wrestle through college. So Penn State. So I did listen to a little bit of his podcast, or he was on some podcast. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a Penn State guy, and apparently you guys are like a cult, man. Like you guys, Penn State guys are. You're old brothers, man. Like, you guys stick together no matter what. So I respect that. I definitely respect that. So I guess if you're any other Penn State people in the chat, every time I don't know why, but every time I think of Penn State, I think of Sandusky. The only thing, like if someone says Penn State, I think about the guy that was like touching boys. I shouldn't think of that, right? Because it's a great school, right? But for some reason, I think Penn State, and I'm thinking, okay, boy touching. Does anyone else think that? No offense to Penn State.
Wonderful.
But I'm thinking,
Bo Nickal Great White Hope going to take on the sheep herders from Dagestan. He'd beat IZZY right now with his wrestling alone.
You know what, though? I got to say, though, that's a crazy fucking donation right there. But I don't disagree. Like, who is not foaming at the mouth at a Bo versus like a KHAMZAT or any of these neckbeard dudes? Like, that's kind of cool, man. That's got some old-fashioned U.S. versus Russia. It feels like, I don't know, it feels like when I was a kid, Russia was always the bad guy. Like you had Gorbachev and you had like these movies that were coming out and it was always like U.S. versus Russia, the fucking U.S. hockey team. And when I was a kid, I thought of like I was bred to hate Russia. Like it was just like you would play like Nintendo. It was USA hockey versus the Russian hockey team. You're like, fuck Russia, But now as I get older and I start realizing, well, Russia's not that bad, is it? I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's run by a fucking asshole. I don't hate Russia anymore. But I kind of wish we would see Bo Nickal versus Little Russia. Get some old school, nostalgia right there. So I like that. Vlad. I liked how you think. All right. Anyway, by the way, nothing against Russia. All my barbers are Russian, and they're fantastic human beings. I had a great conversation with, actually, my barber fled out of Russia, and he says, he said he's never looking back. But, you come out of Russia, you're definitely, you got some balls. That's for sure. Dan Hooker, holy smokes. Dan Hooker going in there, not only beating Jalen Turner, but doing it with a broken face and a broken arm. Just like weathering the storm of the BBC coming at him and Hooker just doing his thing. Good for Dan, man. I picked Jalen, but Dan Hooker is a beast, man. He is fun, man. He really is. Like, that guy is game. He's another guy. Anytime you watch a Hooker fight, you're like, I'm going to be entertained, you know? It's weird how he had the Chandler fight and
super chat.
Hold that thought.
Bo's Nickals got touched.
Bo's Nickals got touched. Thank you for the donation over here. By the way, to get phone calls, 15,000. We're going to do 720, okay? 15,720. Streamlabs donations, if you'd like to unlock the phone calls, drop a Streamlabs donation. Nightbot should be in there spamming away, so pick your favorite donation and drop it on the stream. Thank you guys for the donations. Thank you, Stormy Daniels. I've been hard on Hooker, and Dark Matter said something like he said he was going to rage. So anyone from New Zealand in the chat, any of my New Zealand people in the chat, show yourselves in this chat. I'm gonna say something to my New Zealand friends. New Zealand, Australia, I got nothing but love for you guys, because I have to be honest, you guys in the chat have been some of the coolest people I've ever dealt with. I've never had an issue from anyone from New Zealand or Australia. I never even stumbled across that before. So, my people, I love you guys. If I ever say anything negative about a Dan Hooker, it's not against you guys. I know he's one of your brothers, okay? If I ever say anything against, like, IZZY or any of these other guys, no, it's not an attack on you guys. You know, I might make some, silly jokes. I might stick my tongue out and mock the dance or whatever. But, love you guys. Nothing but respect. As for Dan Hooker, listen, this guy shut me up. This guy went in there and was just a fucking boss. This guy's a beer-guzzling, everyday guy. Just so happens to dye his hair like Ellen DeGeneres, but gets it done. He got it done. He did what he had to do. He fought a fight that was very dangerous, a guy close to him in the rankings. He nutted up and got the job done against a prospect that a lot of people are high on. So I'm looking forward to seeing what's next for Dan. The biggest problem for Dan Hooker is, what do you do? What do you do with Dan Hooker? For real, like, Dan Hooker, if anyone reeks a gatekeeper, it is Dan, right? So, how do you handle this guy for the UFC? You just keep on giving them these guys and see what he does, or maybe you try to put together some, just like, all right, Dan fights. I don't know, like, what do you do with the guy? Does anyone think that he's going to be a champion? I mean, most likely not. He's 33 years of age. Anything could happen, of course. But let me look at the rankings here and see if I could find a path. Because I got to be honest with you, like, once you start getting back, like, he's 12, he beat Jalen, moves up a spot, maybe 2 if he's lucky. I mean, is he going to beat Grant Dawson? That guy's going to lay on him. I mean, like, I don't know if RDA is ever going to fight again, but you move into 8 over here, and here's Sarukian. You got Gamrot, you got Fiziev, you got Chandler, who killed him, you got Dariush, you got Gaethje, you got Poirier, you got Oliveira, Islam, like you start entering top 6, top 5. I mean, Dan, I don't know what you do with the guy. So, I mean, I guess you just got to take it one fight at a time for Hooker. I guess that's how you got to take it. If you're a Dan Hooker fan, it's just one fight at a time. Just appreciate him doing his thing, always putting on a fun performance. And that's where I stand with Hangman. Really nothing much more to say about the guy, but I do respect him. Guy's a beast, man. Like, he's just a tough son of a bitch. Okay, here we go. Dun, dun, dun. Jess, you want to get on this? Even Jesse. You want to say something real quick before you go? Even Jesse actually had some. The first time ever I've seen Jesse actually go like, what is he? You want to speak on it? Because I think it's time for Jesse to speak something negative about Izzy. I've been criticized a lot for saying, being too hard on Israel Adesanya. Well, anyway, before I get into this, okay, if you're just jumping into the stream, let's go, boys and girls. Let's go. Make sure you hit the like button. We won't start until I get 100 likes over here. We got 223 people watching, 100 likes. I think it's a fair thing. We will start at 100 likes, okay? 100 likes, we start with it, okay? And before I get into that, I respect Adesanya. I think the guy is very, very good. I think this dude is definitely the best middleweight right now. The guy is a true champion. The guy has made Saturday very fun. He did. He made it very, very fun. Thank you for the likes. Let's go. See, look, Champ's over here. Champ's over here bashing the like button, beating it up. So notice you don't respect him. Okay. All right. I mean, I don't know how you can't. I mean, considering what he has accomplished and redeeming himself against Peña, I mean, that's pretty magical right there. But maybe you didn't like that he shot arrows into Peña's asshole afterwards.
Oh,
could be it.
Yeah.
Come on.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Vietnamese style.
Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Got MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
All right, Vietnamese style, what you got?
I'm not mad at you or people in general. But the political stuff, I feel how I feel. Hope there is less of that. To be honest, I'm not trying to give people reasons to hate me.
Wait, what's going on here with Vietnamese style? Is that directed towards us or is it the chat? What's going on, man? I do not want to make this very political. I don't. That is the last thing. It's politics, race, all that nonsense. I don't know who that's directed towards. If that's directed towards me, you want to fight? No, I don't know. But Leftoid. Wait, are you guys arguing with him? He's a cool dude, man. Yeah, I don't know where that's kind of out of left field, but I appreciate that, man. Yeah, listen. Okay. This is a portion of the show that could get a little weird, okay? First off, let's congratulate Duplessis. Okay, I picked Robert Whittaker. I really was trying. On Friday night, I was really saying to myself, how do I pick Duplessis? How do I pick him? And let's be serious here. Going from the actual, to pick Duplessis, you're not picking from the experience, you're not picking from the stats, you're not picking from previous fights. Picking Duplessis is a hunch. It was a hunch pick. And occasionally, I do those hunch picks. I am guilty of them. But in this fight over here, I wanted to find every reason to pick Duplessis, but I couldn't. Just going through the history, we still didn't have enough information for me to really jump down that road. It was a hunch, really. And for you to say, well, I knew all along and this and that, listen, whatever floats your boat. But I got to be honest with you. Tell me the facts before the Whittaker fight. Oh, Whittaker's chinny. Whittaker's this. Okay. The one thing I will say that maybe you could have picked up before the fight is the awkwardness of Duplessis. And that was definitely there. With that being said, I mean, Whittaker, you know, he's fought awkward people in the past, and he's adjusted and been able to pull off pretty amazing things. And for Duplessis to go in there and not only defeat Whittaker, but finish him in the second round. You know, not the first. If he finished him in the first, people would have said, well, we didn't get to see the cardio and this and that. I mean, listen, second's not very long. Second round's a lot different than going 5 rounds. The style, the surgery, the surgery. Bro, no one knew. The surgery. Bro, you talking about mystical unicorn shit. Mileage on Whittaker. Dude, Whittaker's younger, isn't he? Wait, Whittaker, all right, he's a little older, but still. Mileage on Whittaker. Whittaker has more breaks in fights than anybody. Whittaker has so much time off. I mean, I don't know if mileage is quite the thing. The one thing that is a problem with Whittaker is the mind. I do notice that Whittaker can get broken, not chin-wise, because he wasn't hit on the chin. So people talk about he's chinny. He wasn't actually hit on the chin to lose. But Whittaker, you know, his mind can be compromised. And when Izzy fought him the first time, he psychologically broke him down and destroyed him. The second fight, a lot closer with Whittaker, and Whittaker's mind was more strong. In this fight over here, I think what happened was when Whittaker was trying to download the information of Duplessis, and let me pull up the stats of the rounds, I feel that Whittaker was just completely confused, you know, and Duplessis is a very strong guy. Duplessis was saying that, you know, he did not feel that Whittaker was very strong, and that gave him some, you know, made him feel good about how this fight was going to go. Let me just pull this up. I want to see the first round stats. I didn't get a chance to look at that before I continue. No! No! I am not talking about that. That's this Saturday, and I refuse to even think about talking about that. Whew, that was close, guys. That was really close. All right. We almost got stuck there. Round one. Okay, so round one, Duplessis outstruck him 41-23. Maron. But significant strikes a little closer, 29-22, but still, Duplessis did his job there. And then, oh, fuck me. Excuse my French. Hit the wrong button. Second round. Really don't need this, but yeah, 33-9. Wow, man. Holy smokes. So yeah, so for Duplessis to do this, I feel like even if you did pick Duplessis, I feel like there has to be, I'm sure, excitement for sure. And I got to be honest with you, I was a little excited too because I wanted Duplessis to win. And nothing against Robert Whittaker. It just, it worked out, right? Duplessis wins, Izzy comes in there. It's just, I don't know, it's more fun. So that's what I wanted. So seeing that go down the way it did, I would imagine that everyone was shocked. You know, shocked because, listen, even if you pick Duplessis, you have to be shocked at how powerful and how dominant he was to be able to take out Whittaker. Let's see if we can find Drikas. How do you spell this guy's name? I don't know how to spell his name. Drikas Duplessis. Okay. Oh, that's close. Close enough. Not really. Ah, Jesus Christ. I want to see the actual finish again. Okay, here we go. Let's just look at this really quick. So he comes in with that right, and then bam. Yo, and it's funny, Robert Whittaker, so that was on the nose. To say he's chinny and this and that. Anyone that gets punched, even if it's a jab, anyone that gets jabbed in the nose like that, where your nose goes fucking inside out, I mean, you know, especially getting hit by a guy like Drikas, you know, that's going to fuck you up. And look at this shit. He goes, Fatank! Dude, that came in laser fast. That's on slow motion. That came in fast. Just steps into it. Look how he steps into this thing. Oh my God, Whittaker just walked into that. Bang! So Whittaker goes down, and now he's like, oh, fuck, I done did it. And as he gets back up, he's like, oh, and Drikas, look at him, hungry animal. He's like, wait, am I going to kick? And this is that more quirky shit. He's like, all right, respect of Whittaker. Well, I'm still going to come in there, hits him with a leg kick, comes back with a right. But Whittaker's still, even though he's fucked up, look, he still gets under the punch. He's still trying to survive. But Duplessis staying on him like a feral animal, just hungry, hunting, nonstop. There he goes, right into him. Holy crap, man. Love it. Absolutely love it. Mark Goddard stepping in like, okay, this shit's going to, I want to see the shot that puts him in. I mean, Mark, it's a TKO, so I just want to see. Yeah, he's just turtling. He's just hurt, man. Holy shit. Dude, he broke him. I want to see what's the shot here. Is it a body shot? Yeah, there it is. Hits him right in the body. Bang. Oh, zings one in right under the left arm. And yep, that's what did it, man. He was just like, I don't want any more of this. Dude, broke him. Broke him. Absolutely broke him. Following that situation, okay, so Drikas gets on the mic. He's celebrating. Everything's going crazy. And we were yelling on air while we were live on Saturday night. We were yelling and screaming. I was like, you have to bring Israel Adesanya in that cage. I understand he's the champion, but we need that WWE moment. And then as soon as I said it, the camera goes out to the crowd. It's like they listen to me. Me neither, Mikey. Me neither. Watching that back, anything can happen. All right? Anything can happen. But watching that back, too, I'm still just as shocked. Like, that was nuts. That was special. I think we shouldn't even debate, oh, I told you so, or this and that. Throw it out the window. Let's just think about what happened on Saturday night. Drikas Duplessis finished Whittaker. Finished him in the second round. Broke the man. Like, that's pretty. Yoel Romero almost broke him, couldn't do it. Drikas, no problem. Craziness, man. Craziness. Anyway, so he gets on the mic, he's talking, Izzy's in the crowd, and you have this big WWE moment. Ironically, right after you have like a Robbie Lawler WWE moment with that whole crying and the montage, and like we're the mood is set, right? Bo Nickal comes out there, he does his thing, and it's just like the night feels theatrical, right? The camera goes to the audience, Izzy's out there, and he looks like he's gonna cry. Like, Izzy looked like he was just going to start bawling for some reason. He was very emotional. We find out that he was so drunk, like he was making out with Kelvin Gastelum, and Izzy was plastered. He has this back and forth with Dana White in the stands. According to Dana White, this is his story, right? He has a back and forth with Dana, and Dana said that he did not want him to get into the cage because that's not the right thing to do. And it kind of doesn't make sense because Izzy's this champion. You know, like you see Bellator do it. It's fucking weird when the champion steps in the cage and they're like facing off with the challenger. That's fucking weird. Like the challenger should be escorted into the cage as the champion stands there, you know, and says, here, it's my belt. It's whatever. And even bringing someone in after a cage fight, maybe you shouldn't even do that altogether. You know, it is weird. Like if you think about it, because the guy just got into a war and fought another guy in his underwear. Now you got to bring this guy in after a couple of beers to face off. There's a lot that can go wrong, right? But they did it. So Izzy comes into the cage. He's in the background. And Duplessis doesn't even know he's in there. Duplessis talking to Rogan. And we have like a moment here. We have a moment. And I'm on the edge of my seat. Chattering on my nails. Just going like, oh my God, this is going to be good. This could be good. This could be good. The chat's on fire. Chat's going crazy. Everyone's all fired up, amped up, bricked up. Boners and wet pussies all over our chat, right? Izzy takes the mic and has an opportunity to do something special. Now, does Izzy do something special? Yes, because we're all talking about it. So Izzy sees the moment. He said what he thought was fit for the situation. This was a chance for him to really stomp on Duplessis, make a moment, a WWE moment. It's going to get clipped, put all over the place. And what does Izzy do? What does Izzy do? What does he decide to do? Well, let's play it. So the security guards are like, chill. That's Ving Rhames over there. I bet you didn't recognize him. And Duplessis is like, by the way, Duplessis looks like a fucking Simpson. Did anyone notice this? Did someone draw Duplessis? He looks like, from this angle over here, he looks like he could be a grown-up Bart Simpson. You know?
Wonderful.
Don't have a cow, man. You know? Anyway.
Relax.
So you could hear him slurring.
My African brother right here. Yes.
So now once he says, and I'm going to break this up because listen, we can't really be showing this stuff. I got to break it down, okay? So for play the clip, you know, like just go on Twitter if you want to fucking see this. This is YouTube. You got to play the game, okay? Fair use.
Right here. Yes, go, nigga. What's up, bitch?
It's the first thing he says. So you clearly didn't plan this out, is he, right? This is so, but you could hear it in his voice. He's got the drunken girl voice. You know, you ever hear a girl at the bar screaming, yeah, white girl wasted, you know, and then their voice gets all crackly. Izzy's got white girl wasted voice.
African brother right here. Yes, go, nigga. What's up, bitch? Let's go, nigga. Here.
Okay, no hard R. No hard R. Is that why would you have preferred that? Okay, so what's up, N-word? Yeah.
Let's go, nigga. Here, nigga. What's up, nigga?
Get this shit up.
What the fuck you gonna do, nigga?
Okay. So I don't know what Duplessis said there, but I do know what Izzy's saying, and the crowd's loving it. And if I was in the crowd, I'd be going bonkers. I would be punching the person next to me. I would be beating my balls into my fucking, I don't know. Anyway. But I'd be fired up because if I was drunk in the crowd, I'd be like, yeah, he's yelling the M word. Yeah, let's go, you know?
Let's go, nigga. Here, nigga.
I mean, there's probably a lot of white people in the stands yelling the N word because, like, he's saying it, you know? So.
Let's go, nigga. Here, nigga. What's up, nigga?
Get this shit
out. What the fuck you gonna do, nigga?
I don't know what he says. Get this shit out. What did he say there? But yeah, the crowd's loving it. Everything's going crazy. I see lame. It was lame and embarrassing. But you have to be honest. You have to be honest. It was entertaining. You may disagree with what he's saying, but he's entertaining. Okay? It was entertaining. It is. But I feel he did kind of drop the ball because it's like you have your opportunity. Just gonna call him the N-word? Like what?
Yeah, my African brother. Yeah, my African brother.
So his voice is cracking. Yeah, my African brother. He sounded like Bill Cosby after he just fucking roofied a girl.
Brother.
Nah, put him.
Yeah, my African brother. What's up, nigga?
Okay, so that's what Izzy has to say. So Duplessis like, okay, you done? Let me take this mic. Now, let me just say this. Duplessis' response is fucking perfect. Like, it's literally perfect. Like, Izzy literally just lobbed the ball up for Duplessis to fucking dunk it on him. Like, it was the weirdest shit ever. But here we go.
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
My nigga, let's go.
He goes, I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son. Oh, my God, dude. Yeah. Now, okay. You can dissect this to the point of racism. You can take what Drikas said as completely racist. Because honestly, I can go down that road. Like I can go down that road and say, okay, this could be a little racist, Drikas. You know, you could. But he was just called the N-word over and over again. This is his response, and I thought it was perfect. I really did. It's the whole thing is very bizarre. Okay, very, very bizarre. But I have to say this. Considering Drikas Duplessis just got into a fight with another human being in his underwear and then knocked him out, all his emotions are going wild. Then you hit him over the head with Israel Adesanya in there, calling him the N-word. Like Drikas could have fucking lost it. But somehow Duplessis comes out unscathed, smelling like roses. He says this.
I'm African, but I ain't no brother of yours, son.
You my nigga, let's go. You my nigga for real.
So what? And then Izzy responds, "You my N-word for real." What does that even mean now? Now I'm confused. I don't like. So Izzy is shocked. Izzy's stunned. He just got clipped. He's seeing stars right now. So he doesn't like. Izzy's like, oh fuck, I don't know how to respond to this. So now he's gonna be my N-word for real.
I'll show you.
So what are you saying to everybody in New Zealand? What are you saying?
Joe, I'll tell you one thing. Yo, I don't need a DNA test. I don't need a 36andMe to know where I'm from. He's
the poor guy. Oh my God, dude. Dana White should have recognized this now. Now listen. He's not a stupid man. He says he didn't want him in there, but Dana's like, cha-ching. Oh, you wanted to go in there? Okay. I just want to make this very clear, Israel Adesanya, drunk Izzy. I just want to make this very clear, Izzy. Make this very, very clear. You're saying to me, right, that you want to go in that cage and face off with Drikas Duplessis. I want to make this very clear that I'm telling you I do not think it's a good idea, okay? Israel Adesanya, I do not think this is a good idea. But if that's what you want to do, I trust you. And what does Dana White do? He goes to the press conference. Dana goes to the fucking press conference and he says, well, I advised against it. Fucking bullshit. You played a drunk Israel Adesanya. You played him. You played him like a fiddle. You literally inadvertently sent him in there and covered your ass. Dana White, not stupid. But anyway, it worked. It worked great. And I'm not criticizing in any way. I love it. I love everything. We all know what Dana White did, right? Did anyone realize at the press conference when Dana White's like, well, you know, I didn't think it was a good idea. It's not something that we do, but Izzy really wanted to go in there. So, you know, I trusted him. Wink, wink. Nudge, nudge. Get the fuck out of here. Bro, like, stop it, Dana. Stop. Who's believing this shit?
DNA test. I don't need a 36andMe to know where I'm from. If I do a 26andMe, they'll say I'm from Nigeria. Do a 26andMe DNA test. It'll tell you where you're from. I will show you where you're from.
Oh, man. So, okay. So Israel's very emotional. He does the 26andMe thing. So basically saying he's got the African roots and heritage and this and that, even though he left Africa. I mean, I don't know. It's weird. It's weird to me. And here's why it's weird to me. I have Italian roots. I have Irish roots. And I have a lot of other roots as well, right? I have all those. And I'm proud. I'm proud to be Irish. I'm proud to be Italian. I'm proud to have German, whatever the fuck, Polish. I have a little Polish in me. I'm proud. More proud of Italian and Irish. I don't care about the other shit. But because that's what I'm mostly made up of. Austrian, whatever. I don't know what's in me. I have no idea. I never did 26andMe, 36andMe, 47andMe. I don't know, whatever it is he's talking about. But I'm American. I'm fucking American, right? I don't know. Now, maybe if I was born in another country and I came here, I don't know. Jessie was born in Illinois, and she lives in Arizona. She lived in New York for a little while. She says she's from everywhere. I don't know what I am. I don't know what I am. But here's the thing. Where I live is what I'm proud of. That's just, you know, that's just how I am. No, I don't know. But if you want to represent your other countries, it's fine. It's fine, man. I have no problem with that. If you want to represent your other countries, that's fine. But be open to criticism. You know, just be open to it. Like if you're in New Zealand and you say you're Chinese, which you did say, Izzy, or then you say you're African, you say you're this, you're that. Well, what about the people from New Zealand? Do you represent, or do you just represent are you just going to claim everywhere? It's a little weird. It's a little silly. And to go back on what I was saying earlier in the stream, to make this conversation about race is ridiculous, you know? Now, I saw a Sausage in the chat say that what did he tweet something else? Let's see. Let's see. He does keep it interesting. Don't play the victim, stand your original statements. Oh my God, what the fuck is this? Oh my God. All right, hold on a second here, guys. Dude, Izzy is just... So I think, I gotta be honest with you. I think what Izzy is doing... Is that what happened, Good Life? Is that what happened? I was born in America. I'm an American, but I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the fuck you're trying to say. So, Izzy, I have a feeling, just by looking at his Twitter, I have a feeling that Izzy feels really dopey. The dude kind of, like, listen, I love that he did what he did because it made it fun, right? But I think in hindsight, looking back, he's probably like, oh, fuck, man, I got to do a little damage control here. Because I sounded like, dude, he sounded like every chick at the bar, end of the night, drunk off their ass, wobbly legs on fucking their high heels. Like, this is what he kind of sounds like over there. Like, he's just slurring his speech and shit like that, trying to get through it. Like, he had the big opportunity and just calls him the N-word. Like, that doesn't make any sense. It is. He says he's a child. It is. It's very immature. Like, it's weird. But you could be immature. It's fine if you're cerebral with it. Like, if you go in and attack him in a way. I don't understand by just throwing the N-word at Duplessis how that makes you win in any way. I don't. And maybe if someone in the chat can explain why that works as a great insult, I don't know. Maybe it's completely over my head. He was not sober. No, he was completely drunk. So, I don't know. Does anyone think he was sober? Like, he was definitely drunk and he was having a good time, right? Having some fun. So, okay. Just, I think he kind of dropped the ball. If he was a little more sober, maybe he could have really made that something more interesting. But here we go. Don't backplay the victim. Stand on your original statement. Say it with your chest, N-word. I never discredited you as a real African. You tried to discredit oh my God, real African UFC champions. Wait, you did discredit him. You did. Wow, dude. You did. What? You started this and I will finish this. That's not a threat. That's a promise. Okay, so GBO, Yin Maku. Okay, so dude's clicking and shit. All right, thank you. So here's how I look at it. What Israel Adesanya is doing now is he's trying to get his mind ready for war. I think that's what he's doing. He's acting like a liberal. No, I honestly think what Izzy is doing here is he is preparing himself for battle. He's preparing himself to try to hate Drikas as much as he possibly can. So when he goes in there, he wants to do bad things to this man. Because you can't deny the fact that Duplessis is a fucking African. Like, he's from South Africa, for God's sakes. He lives there. He breathes the air. He's born and raised. He trains there. He never left. Never turned his back. He stayed there, right? So, I mean, I don't know. I think that's what's happening here. I think Izzy he's putting out some good stuff to sell for a pay-per-view, you know, because he's going to get pay-per-view buys. Get ready for war. Now this way overshadows Sean Strickland. You know, Duplessis the guy. But let me just look at this. It's probably going to be music, so I probably can't play it, but let's see.
And I can jump a few more to get in that top 20 and start making my way to that title, because that's ultimately what I want within the next 2 years.
Oh, God, you guys with the fucking music. Dude, you need music to fucking prove a point. How about we do this? How about we just show the clips? Okay? Why do we got to fucking play dramatic music to cover up how retarded you sound? Dude, that'd be great if we end the year with this. If we could turn this shit around, and this is what, Conor doesn't come back, but we have this headlining in December. Thank you. I'll take it. I'm Irish, so now every living English person owes me something, right? I know, right? I know, like, right? Think about that. It's silly, man. All right, like the point I was making before, I don't want to, constantly drive that point home because I got a little animated about it earlier in the stream. We all have ancestors that have done horrible things. All of us. None of us have a clean history. None of us. None of us. Some more worse than others. I will definitely agree to that. There are some way worse than others. But we all, if we're Americans, we have ancestors that have done stuff. And we're all mixed mutts over here conquering Indian land and whatever, right? So all of us have something. Everybody. Not one person could look back in their history and say their people didn't do horrible things at one point. So that's what we need to do. We need to fucking move forward. Just move forward and stop talking about the past. That's it. But here we are trying to sell a fight. Here's Duplessis. This is what apparently Izzy's upset about, right? This is what got everyone riled up.
Rankings in front of me, and I can jump a few more to get in that top 20 and start making my way to that title, because that's ultimately what I want.
Who's that guy on the right? I mean, remember, he used to be in the UFC. What's that guy? Oh, let's stop the fight.
Within the next 2 years, want to be the first real African champ, trained, born, bred in Africa.
What's wrong with that? What is wrong with that? Trained, born, bred in Africa. Like, what is wrong? Like, what is wrong with that statement? There's nothing racist in any way. He's just saying that he is so proud of where he currently lives and where he's always lived that he wants to bring the belt back there. There's nothing wrong.
Congratulations, my friend. Go and enjoy this victory. Ladies and gentlemen.
Is there any, am I crazy about this? Is there something wrong with what he said there? And we're gonna follow with this. I don't understand what that clip even means. Daytona 500. There's only one race. I don't know. Here, hold on. Let me get back to this alert over here. I apologize. Got so caught up in this.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Oh, because I'm white, I don't get it. Okay, yeah, sure. Okay.
All Israel did was go from being a proud African man to acting like a black American. Africans don't toss that word around and call each other that shit. Colossal fail by Israel. I can't say this enough. Winner, Duplessis. Izzy's a dickhead.
Thank you, Kainoto. Appreciate that. Here we go. We got another alert here. 15 months in a row. Thank you, Dark Matter. Thank you so much. Listen,
wonderful.
Yes, I will never understand what it means to be a black man. I will never understand that. But let me just say this. I have a black cousin, okay? I actually have a black cousin. My aunt shacked up with a black guy. He abused her, okay? And they had a kid and he left. All right? So, listen. I get it. There are bad people everywhere. There are bad people all over the place. I do have a black cousin. I do. And she's a little slow, too. So, listen. Guys. Okay? Guys. And I have no animosity. I hold no ill will. I don't see color or race. I don't. In my first band my second band I had a black drummer, a lesbian, a double whammy, a black lesbian drummer. Now this might look like I'm saying, hey, I have a black friend, I can say whatever the hell I want. No, what I'm saying is I've been around racism. I've seen it firsthand. I've done a club where a bunch of white trash was practically throwing shit at us because we had a lesbian black drummer, and we fucking turned the show around because she fucking killed it. I've seen racism. I've seen it with my own eyes. You know, it's real. I did have a black lesbian drummer. I love that. Her name is Lenore. Fantastic. I've seen it. But here's the thing. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I'm not going to see color. I don't see color in my chat. I don't see color at all. Like, it's just, we make jokes over here. We move on. To make this situation about race, and you'll never understand because you're this and that. Fuck off. Who cares? We move forward. Everyone moves forward. We treat everyone equal. Stop with the racism. Stop with the fucking pointing and the shaming and the guilt. Cut it out. It's silly. It's disgusting. It really is. It's fucking disgusting. And I'm not going to keep fucking... This will be the last time I dive down this road, but it needs to stop. It does. We need to stop it with this shit. Fucking stupid, man. Like, it's dumb. And by the way, these athletes are not making it any easier. They're not. You have Israel Adesanya going in there and screaming the fucking N-word to this dude. Like, what are you doing? You're not helping. So this is what he fucking shows in this is why, this is a reason to scream the N-word in some white guy's face.
And then, obviously, this time last year, 3 African champions. That has obviously changed. Is it a little does it bum you out? There's not as much gold potentially going back the next time they go? Or do you see this as an opportunity? Now you do get to be the guy.
By the way, the guy that's asking the question, Double G, that's his name. He's a good dude.
When they show up to Africa.
Well, I mean, did those belts ever go to Africa? As far as I know, it came to America and New Zealand. I'm going to take a belt to Africa. I'm the African fighter in the UFC. Myself and Cameron, we breathe the African air. We wake up in Africa every day. We train in Africa. We're African born. We're African raised. We still reside in Africa. We train out of Africa. That's an African champion, and that's who I'll be.
So, I mean, so what he said there, you mean to tell me it's okay to fucking jump in the fucking cage and scream the N-word at him? Now, listen, it was very entertaining. Don't get me wrong, it was very entertaining. But still, like I'm saying, I don't get it. Because what's happening is it's turning people online against each other. It's turning people in the real world against each other. What he said was he wants to bring the belt back to Africa. He lives in Africa. He lives in South Africa. That's where he lives. And he's proud of where he comes from. What's the big deal? Why are we getting all upset? Why are we making this about race? He never said anything about race. All he's saying, he feels that he's a true African. That's his opinion. So you disagree with his opinion, let's call him the N-word. It makes no sense. It's silly. There's nothing wrong with it. There isn't. And I hate when people just bring race into think there is racism. There's racism everywhere. I don't disagree with that. So why do we have our athletes starting fires and making it even worse? Why? There's no reason for it. It's not going over my head, dude. It's going over your head. It's going over your head. Play victim for the rest of your life. Let me know how that works out for you. Don't play victim. Move forward. Stop it. Come on, we need to stop. It's silly. It's disgusting. And I got to raise kids in this world, man. Kids don't see color. You know why they see color is because there's dopey adults out there that are fucking brainwashing to them with nonsense. It's fucking stupid, man. How dare you? Now take this donation.
You make him lose the fight terribly inside of the cage. You make him spread his ass cheeks. Now you enter his backstage. And you fill it with your rage. Come on, style bender, one fight. Izzy is inside COSTA. Izzy is inside COSTA.
Israel been a child for a long time. KHAMZAT COSTA. Taunts a child over an old feud. Dumb phrases like frozen like Elsa and now flinging N-words and being a victim. Most immature champ, and how can anyone respect this man-child?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's not helping himself, but I don't think he cares about I don't know if he cares about if he's the good guy or bad guy anymore. I don't think he cares. Guy's making a ton of money. He's killing it. Super popular. And I got to be honest with you, I don't think he's a bad person. I've said this all along. People are like, oh, you hate Izzy, you shit on Izzy. Listen, I can talk shit about a fighter if I'm not a big fan, but I always respect the fighters. Israel Adesanya the guy's killing it. The guy's killing it, man. But yeah, he makes some silly decisions and some silly choices, and it sparks controversy to the point where it could roll out of control. And I made this criticism of Sean Strickland as well. Well, I'm a big fan of Sean. But yeah, there are repercussions for things that you say. You know, so you got to be careful with this stuff. You do. You got to be careful. Once you start bringing race into things, it gets a little complicated. You know, Not trying to shit on Izzy. Not trying to shit on Drikas or any. I mean, Drikas is a guy that I don't feel did anything wrong. But a white guy saying another white guy did anything wrong. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. This is when I knew that it's getting a little out of control. Jesse is the biggest Adesanya fan ever. Those that have watched our channel, my co-host, my wife, the person that there's a clip of her going ballistic like she was going to have Izzy's baby. Like she is, that's her guy. And when I showed her the clip of him saying this, I didn't say anything. I was like, what do you think about this? And she was like, oh, like even she was just like, man, it's a bummer, man. It is a bummer. Like because there's repercussions to these things, right? Anyway, I don't want to dwell the entire night on this, but we got some more alerts here, so let me play them.
Proud of Izzy for holding the belt this long for New Zealand. DDP needs to take that gold. He's said nothing wrong here. I'm a white Kiwi. Chur.
Oh shit, man. See, Dark Matter from New Zealand actually. See that? Man, that's bad when you got your own. Like, how do people in New Zealand feel about Izzy? Be honest. He doesn't claim your place as his home. So why, if you're from New Zealand, why would you be an Adesanya fan? Like, it doesn't make sense. You're literally turning your back on New Zealand. Like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, the place where you live. Why live there then? Doesn't make it. I never understood that. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's going over my head. So no say. There he is. The snake is slithering in with a 25.
So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. Dodo. So no say. Studio name. So no say. Sunglasses. So no say. Speech impediment.
Well, that's kind of adorable.
All right, chat. Fire it up.
So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks and no say. So no say, no say. High score kicks
Big
and no
one.
say.
Big one coming in 25.
Last chance. Need the rest to help get calls. Izzy is a poser, and when DDP wins I hope he drapes his flag over his unconscious body. Most of all after this no rematch for him. PS stop race baiting you dumb fooks.
Yeah,
Izzy
it's a
made
bummer.
it about race, not even Usman.
It is a bummer. Yeah, I don't think Usman said anything bad. When I heard him respond, he didn't even really know what was going on. And Usman was fine with it. It's silly, man. It's silly. But you know what? Listen, the one good thing is this will create a lot of buzz. These guys are going to keep it up. And the pay-per-view is going to be fire. You know? He's got his profile picture of Deadpool. By the way, Deadpool and Wolverine. Did you guys see that? Wolverine's he's gonna rock his old outfit. That's pretty cool. But yeah, I'm hoping that we can get through this process and laugh at it rather than yell and scream about. A lot of times, this bothers me. When I was going in on Sean Strickland. Yeah, come on, dude. Look at this. Bro, Izzy. Oh my God, dude. Oh my God. Dude, I can't, man. Dude, Izzy's got...
We breathe African air. We African
champion. Look, Drikas fights ugly, but he always finds a way to win. I really, really pray he gets this done against Rob, just because.
Oh, he did.
I think it's one for the history books. But Drikas,
dude, the high five and the kids in Africa are hilarious.
If he wins, I'm gonna punish him.
You don't have to prove that you're African. We know you're African. Like, it's not like you don't have to. I don't understand. But I think what's happening here is Izzy is trying. Let me try to, be on the other side of things. I do believe that Izzy is trying to hype himself up to really not like Duplessis, because he looked like he was about to start crying when he was in there calling him the N-word. So I think that's what Izzy's doing. He's getting to war mode. So I mean, I guess if there's any silver lining, Anderson silver lining to the story, It's that. If I could pull some positive from Izzy.
Torture him. I'm gonna, yeah, but.
Dude, that'd be hilarious. Can someone superimpose, anyone in the Discord, like as Izzy is high-fiving everyone, can someone superimpose Duplessis? Paging the gift department. Can someone put Duplessis in the background high-fiving Izzy as he's... That'd be amazing. Okay.
Like, just feeling it, I'm just like, what's up?
They're making, dude, they're doing, I gotta say, man, the UFC is like this. They're doing all the heavy lifting. The internet, Izzy, Duplessis, they're all doing the heavy lifting selling this fight before they even they signed the contract. You don't get it seriously. You can erase apartheid in this chat. Oh my God, dude, bro, shut the fuck up. Lightborn, shut up. I'm not gonna live in guilt. I'm not gonna fucking entertain this shit. Enough. Take your fucking comments somewhere else. I don't give a fuck about apartheid. I don't give a fuck about the Holocaust. Listen, I fucking been there through 9/11 when that shit happened, and I saw tragedy with my own fucking eyes. I'm not gonna fucking go and talk. I'm not dwelling on the fucking past, bro. Fuck off. All right? Get out of here. Anyway.
That's right. We're fine. Relax.
Like, what is going on with this dude? Shut up.
This is my African brother right here. Let's go. What's up?
Like, I wonder if Izzy, if he tried to, like, before the fight, he knew, hey, I was going to probably try to get into that cage if Duplessis won. I wonder if he thought this over. It doesn't seem like it because he just yelled the N-word over and over again. For apartheid. What does he say on what is on his shirt? I don't even see what is on his shirt. He's not your something. What did he say on Izzy's shirt? He is not your N-word? That'd be hilarious if his shirt just said N-word. Oh, God. Yeah, I mean, Vince, you know what it is? It's just like, dude, I don't stand for race baiters. You're pieces of shit. You're the lowest of the low. All you're trying to do is get fucking people riled up. You're trying to, throw fuel on the fire and turn people against each other. Fuck off. Like, I don't have time for that shit. He is not your bank. Is that what it says? He is not your bank. What does that mean? All right. So anyway, that's that. I had enough of that. Where are we at with... Hold on. Let me catch up on this. Got so wrapped up in this.
Wonderful.
I don't know what that means. He's not your bank.
I highly recommend 23andMe. It's a heartwarming romance about an older man finding love in the unlikeliest of circumstances and settling down to raise a family. A true success story.
Oh, interesting. Thank you. By the way, I appreciate that, Vishwana. I am 23. We're 20 away if you want. If someone wants to fucking get those phone lines open, we're 20 away. I'm going to finish the rest of this card and would love to get your thoughts as well. Here's KHAMZAT. D-Rest. Choo-choo, baby. Wow, we haven't seen this in a minute.
Beat everybody. I'm gonna finish 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 everybody.
I'm gonna smash everybody.
I just saw what the chat said. Hold on a second.
Stupid stretch boys Adesanya.
Thank you. That's very nice of you. Appreciate that, D-Rest. Drop it in the big non. Thank you.
Wonderful.
So someone said in the chat, he's taking shots at his wife. Oh my God, dude, that's hilarious. Well, it's his girlfriend, right? Dude, that is so fucking funny. See, now that is funny. That's funny. See, that's what I'm saying. Like, Izzy has his moments. Dude, if he's taking shots at his girl, that's hilarious. Dude, why'd you just fucking scream the N-word, bro? This guy's gotta stay away from the booze. He is not your bank. But why he? I don't understand. Like, it would be funny if it said, it's not your bank. He is not your bank. It still is pretty funny if it has something to do with her. The shirt has something to do with Vittori. It's got to be the ex. Yeah, the ex kind of makes sense, right? Because wasn't she trying to sue for half of, like, his account or whatever? That's actually pretty funny. He is not your bank. Dude, that's hilarious. That's pretty funny. I'll give it to Izzy for that. Dude, that's funny, man. Okay, Izzy wins that one.
Let's go, champ.
He won before he even got in the cage. He should have stayed out of the cage then. Encore. Double champ. Thank you, Encore. Appreciate that. Last time Izzy used it, it was spot on. Used to defend Rogan, but when used as an insult, yeah, you're right? Yeah, he did. He defended Rogan, and Rogan got into some hot water. And then, yeah, it's weird. I don't know, man. I don't know. And if we do open up phone lines, I would like someone to call in and explain the reasoning and why. I would like to hear the other side of why they think it was good that Izzy handled that situation. I don't know if anyone could say Izzy handled that appropriately. I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Wonderful.
But
we have much to discuss.
There's a real black man right there. Pulse wants to get on the phone lines. All right, listen, like I said, we got about 20 left to get in over here. Oh, I see something else slipping in. I want to get to the rest of the card, too. Hold on a sec. Let's play this really quick, and I'm going to get to the other guy.
I'm the greatest warrior. I'm the greatest fighter of all time.
We're going to get to the co-main events.
I believe that with my heart because I never stop coming. You're going to have to put me to sleep or knock me the fuck out to get me to stop coming. Because I never stop coming.
Death coming
never
in.
Stop coming.
Come on.
Coming. Never stop. Coming.
Never stop. I'm coming. Death is coming all over the chat. Hit the like button, baby.
I'm coming.
Never stop coming.
I'm coming.
Never
Come
stop
on.
Coming. Never stop coming.
Never stop, chat. Never stop.
Never stop coming.
Julianna Peña never stops coming.
Hello, how are you?
I'm wonderful.
Wonderful.
Thank you, D-Rest. All right, we're getting closer. We're at 15,715. Like I said, if we could hit that 15,720, that's what we got to hit. So 5 away. 5 away, not so bad, not too shabby. Thank you very much for the donation. Let's move on into the co-main event. I spent a lot of time on the Izzy thing. If we do get the phone lines, I will jump back in the Izzy path. And like I said, I understand. Hey, white guy talking about, this situation. I listen, I get it. But please, I urge you, just try to hear what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to squash everything. Like I'm trying to move forward rather than live in the past. Pantoja decision. 5th round is what I picked. Didn't do that? Yeah, it did. I did. A decision win by the underdog, and this was the prediction, the pick that I got correct. My plus money bet. I was nervous. I was very nervous. And this is controversy too. Let me see the scores. Actually, I didn't look at the scores on this fight. How many people in the chat thought that Moreno won? Say Moreno. How many people thought that Pantoja won? Say Pantoja. Let me know in the chat as I get ready to pull up the scorecard. I didn't rewatch this fight because I just thought, get rid of that. I didn't rewatch the fight because I felt it was close. I felt there was no need to rewatch the fight. Okay, so in a close fight, if it's a robbery and I'm like stuck on one side, then I have to rewatch it, right? But in this situation, I could have seen both ways. I don't think it was a robbery. Pantoja, Moreno draw. There's no draw. It's going to be a 10-8. How many times do I got to tell you guys that? Moreno won. Pantoja, but I did bet on him. Like I said, I put money on Pantoja, but if I have to be honest with you, either way, I could see it going either way. I could. Rare for the close fight with the under. I mean, but I still think he won because if you think about it, I did feel it was 2-2 going in, and then in the 3rd round, the control time. Listen, it wasn't a pretty round. The whole fight was such a beautiful fight watching. Not this one here. We'll get to this in a second. But Moreno versus Pantoja was spectacular. It really was. It was one of the best flyweight fights I've ever watched. But the last round, Pantoja slowed everything down and won it. So if it was 2-2 going into that, then it makes sense. But let's see these scorecards. So this is Volkanovski Rodriguez. Hold on. Wait. No, this is Moreno Pantoja. I had it right. Okay. Coming. I want to zoom in. There we go. All right. So all three judges had the first round for Moreno. All three judges had the second round for. Excuse me. The first round for Pantoja, second round for Moreno. This is where it gets switched up. So third round, two judges had it for Pantoja, and Ben Cartledge had it for Moreno. Oh my God. Ben Cartledge had the fifth round for Moreno? What? Ben, who is Ben Cartledge? Wow. Anyone in the chat think Moreno won the fifth round? Just out of curiosity. Dude, that is like, what? The fifth? I mean, you had Pantoja hanging off him the entire round. I'm African, but I hate no brothers of yours. I don't know if that's the real Sadiq, but if it is, welcome back, man. Dude, that's hilarious. Sadiq. I hope that is the real Sadiq, man. I miss Sadiq. Sadiq was the man. He's the man. He unfollowed us on Twitter. I still love him, though. But anyone in the chat think that, is that really Sadiq? Yo, Sadiq, welcome back, man. Appreciate it. Did I piss you off or something? I'm like Ariel in that way because I'm like, oh, shit, did I say something wrong? Did I do something? I'm glad to see you back, man. Sadiq should call in. He would actually be great on this conversation, right? We need the other side, man. We need the other side of this situation. But the fifth round of Moreno versus Pantoja, does anyone think that Moreno won that round? Be honest in the chat. Does anyone think that he won that? Because I don't understand how he would have won that round. Maybe they think that Pantoja didn't do enough with the back control. But that's a weird one by Ben. So that's interesting. But the other two judges had it split going into the fifth, which I had as well. That's kind of wild, man. So the final four rounds they had from Moreno. Ben was feeling Moreno that night. Had it 4-1, but I'm talking about the fifth round. Let's see. Separating from a backpack should be done by fighters, not refs. Yeah, it's a dominant position, right? So you can't split that up. That's crazy. Ashley, I think you keep your feet in tip-top shape. Izzy should apologize. He was racist. So why are we not answering this fifth round question? I see Ann. So Ann, you thought Moreno won that round? Fifth round was the slowest. Yeah, that was clearly the worst round. But I still think Moreno pieced him in the fifth. All right, I think you guys forgot what the fifth round was. I'm not quite getting answers. I think people fell asleep. Oh, you didn't see it? Okay. Moreno didn't win the fifth. I didn't think so either. Why are we not forking over $5? Why are we not 4-1 Moreno got round 2. Moreno didn't win round 5. Okay, so Pantoja. Okay. All right, listen. Whether you say Moreno or Moreno or Pantoja won, I got all sidetracked. Whether you say one of those guys won, you do see two of the judges did say that it was 2-2 going into the fifth round. So if the fifth round was clear that Pantoja won it, I mean, I don't see where the argument is, but there is a discrepancy in round number 3. So I kind of want to rewatch round number 3 because it's interesting because both of them have Pantoja and Ben Cartledge has it for Moreno. But if Ben has the fifth round for Moreno, I don't understand how I could even listen to him in the third round. So I think it's just judging from the scores and not rewatching the fight. I feel like they got it right. There is controversy, though, because people are debating and saying that Moreno won, regardless of the fact it is a close fight. All in all, it is a close fight. And if Moreno got his hand raised, I wouldn't have fucking thrown a fit because it was very, very close. So congratulations to Pantoja, and his post-fight interview was heartwarming, man. It was just such a cool experience, man. The guy was like, I was raised by my mother, and kind of just threw his father under the bus because his father sounded like he might have been a piece of shit or something. And he got on there. He's like, what did he say? Do you respect me now? Oh, dude, chills. Fucking chills, man. In that post-fight speech. And that's another thing that was a huge highlight. You know, listen, Moreno seems like a really cool dude, you know? But Pantoja hitting the mic and saying that, and then another heartwarming moment, dude, fucking amazing. Amazing. So the co-main event, you get the new, you have that moment happening. Some people didn't like the decision, but it was really cool to see that. And I became like a super, like Pantoja, after that fight, I'll always root for that guy, man. He just seems like, and seeing some of the clips that fighters are putting up, like Henry Cejudo put up with Pantoja, it just seems like a really, really cool dude. So glad he won. Nice win for him. And the main event. Okay. Before we get into the main event, let's play this because I think we got some
wonderful
phone lines coming up, baby. We got phone lines coming.
I don't understand why my male acquaintances won't go down on me after I douche. Why can't you people just give vinegar a chance?
Wonderful.
All right. Alrighty. Thank you, Vishwana. D-Rest coming in with the 6.
Get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Come on, get loud, MMA-Holes in the crowd. Got MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd. MMA-Holes in the crowd.
Well, it looks like we got some phone lines, baby.
Postpone.
Let's go. D-Rest. D-Rest comes in hot. We got phone lines tonight. Let me play the rest of these alerts. I'm going to talk about the main event, and we're going to open up the phone calls. Discord. Jay Smokey coming in with 420. CBD. Let's go, Jay Smokey.
CBD. It helps with healing process and inflammation and stuff like that. So you wanted to get these for before or after the fight training and make your life a better place.
All right, Mr. Smokey, what do you got?
Black, white, yellow, or green, who gives a FK?
I'm with you, man.
Using race to push an agenda is shitty. Let's move the FK on.
That's
Man
right.
was just trying to state a fact. He hasn't left, and I think it hurt Izzy's feelings a little lol.
Yeah, like I said before, and thank you. Appreciate that, Jay Smokey. The racism is the fucking worst. And, you know, when you try to crowbar it into sports, and I hate it, man. And I don't feel Duplessis was being wrong. Maybe I don't know, maybe I'm off on it, but I honestly don't think he said anything that was racist, or I don't know. But I think what Izzy's doing is he's trying to get his mind ready for war. That's what I have to guess. Because, I mean, just jumping in there and screaming the N-word at him, dude, it makes no sense. Dude, I don't, like, what are you doing? Uh-oh, D-Rest coming in.
I've got a smartphone and I need a time machine. Yeah.
Jackie, you punk ass white boy. Come here and tell me that if I fuck you in your ass, you punk white boy.
This is racist.
You can't touch me, you're not man enough. I'll eat your asshole alive, you bitch. Fuck you, you hoe. Come and say to my face, fuck you, ass for everybody. You bitch. Come on, you bitch. You scared coward. You not man enough to fuck with me. You can't last 2 minutes in my world, bitch. Look at you scared now, you hoe. Scared like a little white pussy. Scared of the real man. I'll fuck you till you love me.
Thank you, Mike.
I kill you, slay.
Thank you, D-Rest. Appreciate that. Hey, Mike Tyson. We got to go back to the days of Mike Tyson, baby, where you could say that shit and everyone's fine. No one's screaming at each other. Everything's good. Thank you, D-Rest, for the 1995 Mike Tyson donation. Thank you. What a donation for tonight, right? What a donation. All right. We're going to open up the phone lines very soon. We got Lou Dog coming in with a super duper chat.
MMA-Holes rock.
Thank you. You rock as well. You guys
Folded
killing
hands,
it, baby. Killing
fist, flexed biceps.
I hope I don't come across as a little white pussy tonight. Guys, Here we go. We're about to open up the phone lines. It's going to go there. Let me just talk about this really quick before we get to that moment. Alexander Volkanovski, if you didn't pick him, well, you're a...
casual.
I mean, that was the easiest prediction of all time. So I'm not even going to go there. Volkanovski is so far ahead of the pack right now. He's doing incredible things. And I've shit on Volk a lot, but there's not really much bad I could say about him now. This guy is the real deal. He's a problem. And I thought Yair had no chance. Well, there you go. Volkanovski gets the win. He stops him early. And some people, I will say this, some people, the excuse that's coming out is the headbutt. And it is kind of coincidental. Like, after the headbutt, shortly after Rodriguez gets finished, I don't think it really made much of a difference, but it didn't help. So if you are Team Rodriguez and you want to cry, just go with the headbutt excuse. That should work well. All right, guys, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a quick break, very quick. Discord is how you can call in. It's super simple. Just find our little MMA-Holes icon in our Discord, hit call, stand by, and I'll get to all your calls out there. So we want to talk to everyone in the chat. This is a little controversial evening, so I want to hear both sides of the story. You heard my side of the story. I mean, I got the microphone, but now you get a chance to speak your mind. Whether you want to dive into the Adesanya versus Duplessis back and forth, or if you want to dive into some of the other crazy fights, let me just make this very clear. Epic is what I'm going to go for. Controversial, yes, but epic was UFC 290. So let's take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to open up the phone lines. Lil Seal's dropping the Discord in there. It's completely free, so just get in the Discord. If you'd like to call, it's an app, or if you're on your computer, you can just fucking stand by, and I'll take everyone that calls in. If Sadiq is still here, dude, love to have Sadiq call in, because that's a fine African of the chat. We want to hear his side of the story. Maybe he's got a whole different point of view on it, so I'd like to hear Sadiq's side of the story as well. But let's take a break, and we'll be right back. What a night. What a night here on the MMA-Holes. Alrighty. Had to cue this up. All right, we'll be right back. And hit that like button, you bastards.
Do you feel that the UFC is doing your favorite fighter dirty and not paying them enough? Well, I understand. They need to be paid appropriately. They put their lives in danger inside a cage and compete in their underwear. And that's not easy to do. You can make a difference by going to millions.co, link in the description. If you're a creep or a pervert, you can get a signed, fight, used and worn bra. If you're a normal human being, you can get a signed hat or signed gloves. Anything is possible at Millions. So click that link, change a fighter's life. And if you don't, well, stop bitching and complaining about fighter pay.
Oh my God, the calls are coming in. Hold on, stay on hold, guys. By the way, this is Undisputed Belts over here. UndisputedBelts.com. Holy shit. Jesus Christ. Wow. All right. Listen, yo, I was thinking about this as I was taking my break piss. Dude, Sadiq would be the perfect person to call in. African fighter, living over here. He probably does take offense to some of the things that Duplessis is saying. So I would love to hear from Sadiq Yusuf. That'd be a great side. So I will, if Sadiq gets into the Discord, I will bypass everyone and pull him on, because that would be very interesting. I would like to get his side on that. Because let's be serious. I mean, at the end of the day, I'm an American, right, commenting on this, and it does seem a little silly and goofy to bring racism and stuff like that. But if we hear that side, that's the closest you'll get to that side of the story. You calling Sadiq? Hold on a second. Let's see, where is he? Sadiq. Hold on a second. Where are you? You're in Discord? Hold on. Let me see. I'll bypass right now. Oh, here you are. All right, hold on a second. I'll call you. Welcome, Sadiq, to the Discord, baby. Welcome. Super Sadiq. All right, here we go. Ready to start call. All right, guys, you're getting bypassed. We're bringing Sadiq into here. Sadiq, you there?
Yo, what up?
There he is. Look at you. I thought you hated us, man. You okay?
Nah, I don't, to be honest, I didn't even realize I unfollowed you. Whatever you said, it must have been atrocious enough for me not to even look at whose name it was.
All right, fine. All right, as long as we're good. We're good, though, right?
Don't worry. I'll follow back after this conversation.
I appreciate it. I'm a lot like Helwani like that. Like, I'm a little baby. I did that to Chris Curtis as well. I was like, dude, is everything all right? Like, not that he didn't follow me, but it was weird. He wasn't answering my DMs, and I get all butthurt. So I was...
To be honest, I honestly don't even remember doing it.
Okay.
But it might be one of those things where you just like misclick while you're not paying attention.
Yeah.
All right. So then I didn't see the beginning of your stream, but I read the comments, so I kind of figured I see where most people are on the side of this fence. But let me ask you guys this: why didn't you any of you find it racist when Drikas started saying the stuff he was saying?
Okay, so all right, that's actually a good question. So we played the clip a bunch of times, and I don't know. Like I said, I'm speaking as an American over here. I like what the fuck do I know? I'm a honky in front of a microphone, and what do I know, right? But
okay, let me give you the perspective of an African that has to immigrate over.
Okay.
So funny enough, the first time Drikas fought, I think my first fight seeing him was with the Joker. Did he fight the Joker?
Okay, hold on. So I have the clips. You want me to play the clips that Izzy is taking?
No. You know, I want to give like a reference for like where I'm coming from, so everybody could get my point of view. So I think it was the Joker. That might be the wrong fight, but the first time I saw him fight was the Joker.
Okay.
Funny enough, I was watching this fight with a bunch of Africans.
Okay.
So the fight is going on, like, oh snap, somebody from South Africa is fighting. Being another African, naturally, you're going to be like, okay, we don't care. He's a white guy. Like, okay, the African guy, we're going to root for him. And it was all fine and dandy until he got on the mic.
What? All right. So what did he say?
That was the first time he said the thing about being the real African.
Okay. All right. So I have it. I actually have the clip.
You guys were saying, say that again?
I have the clip, actually. I know exactly. Dan Hardy was interviewing him, right?
Yes, that was his first fight, right?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. So yeah, Izzy did put that up. Okay, so you're watching with a bunch of friends, and he says he wants to be the first African to bring it back to Africa. Like,
no. See, that's rewriting history.
Okay.
Because if that was what he said, nobody would have a problem with that.
Okay.
So the thing is, and I know it doesn't mean much to people that aren't from there, but if I say I'm the real MMA-Holes, what am I implying that you are?
That that I am fake, correct?
Thank you. Exactly. Now that's the first layer of it. So of course, people that aren't African aren't going to take any offense to that.
Okay, so
but if you are African and you migrated out of your country, the reason why you left your country is because you needed better opportunities somewhere else. So now this is where it starts getting deep, because if you're not from there, you're not going to look past the first layer of it. You're just going to hear that and say, oh, he means he's trying to take the belt back to his country. No, what we hear is you say you're the real African, implying that the other Africans are fake Africans. And every single African that leaves their country, guarantee you they're leaving to find better opportunities somewhere else. And 100% of the time, whatever country that we all left from was destined, was destroyed by colonization. So that's where it gets really dark. And then when you look at where Duplessis from, you would think somebody like that would stay far away from that subject, but they stand on it 10 toes deep, you know?
Yeah.
One of his teammates hopped in my DMs and they were on it they don't give a fuck over there.
What?
But
what did they say to you?
Hey, I'm not gonna go into that because I'm waiting for him to say something publicly one day so I could just.
Well, you don't have to say who it was. You don't have to say who it was.
No, it's all good, man. But yeah. I don't want to get into it until it gets crazy. But I just want you guys to see, it's crazy to me that people can't see what's wrong with that. Even if you're not African, you should be able to see somebody that comes from where he comes from. Okay. He should naturally not want to touch that subject.
All right, so
every single one of us that leaves our country because our country was destroyed by colonizers, and we're looking to go get better opportunities somewhere else. Ask yourself, why is somebody like Duplessis able to stay in South Africa and thrive, where the rest of us have to move? And then after we have to move, somebody like him comes up and now says, we're fake Africans, that's where the problem comes from. Okay. So what you guys are getting from IZZY is a reaction. So people struggle with action, reaction. They don't want to they never want to blame the person that initiates it. It's just they want to blame the person that reacted over it because that person has bigger power because he's technically a champion. But man, there's no African that you're gonna meet that's gonna say that's okay.
Okay, that's fair. No, it's fair. I hear your point, actually. So I have the clip that you're referring to, and it's in him talking to Dan Hardy. When I saw Dan Hardy, I thought I saw a ghost. I was like, isn't this the guy that screamed at Herb Dean? Who is this guy? But let me play this, and I want to get, because this is exactly what Drikas said, and this is the fight where you were watching with your friends. So I really want to hear exactly, just break this down for me, because I feel like this will solve a lot, okay? Okay, here we go. Let me know if you hear this.
A whole lot of rankings in front of me.
Do you hear that?
Hold on. I think you're playing in my room, so I'm just going to crack the door so I can hear it.
Okay. By the way, if you're just jumping in, we got Super Sadiq Yusuf nice enough to pop on, and this is helpful because we have the other side, like we're all hearing one side, but let's hear the other.
So I still, it's a little bit of a delay on the screen, but I got the gist of it. I still remember the thing. My thing with anything Duplessis says, to be honest, I even wrote, they killed me on Twitter about it like a few months back. I had to mute the conversation, but nobody's denying what Drikas is. Like Duplessis, he's an African, and to be honest, I even wrote before the fight with Rob. When you hear his interviews, he actually kind of seems like a cool guy. It's just he can't stay off the real African shit, which somebody must have talked to him because I don't think he really mentioned it at all this fight week. So hopefully it stays that way. But the only thing is saying real African, because that, let's not play stupid. Like you said it yourself. If I say I'm the real MMA-Holes, that implies that you are what?
That you are a fake and a fraud.
Thank you.
But here's the thing, I still live in the MMA-Holes. You know what I'm saying? Like I never left and started another show. You know what I'm saying? I'm still here, right? So what he's trying to say, what he's trying to imply, I'm playing devil's advocate here, all right? Because I don't disagree with you, but what I'm trying to do is say like you guys you moved, right? So now you're in America, right? Yes. So but you're still African, and if you win the belt, you bring it back to Africa and stuff like that, and you're proud of your heritage, and I have all respect in the world. But
if somebody says you're a fake African, you should feel disrespected.
Well, I don't think he ever said you're fake though. Maybe I could be wrong.
He did. No, you're 100% right. He never said you're a fake African. What he said was I'm a real African. Let's not play stupid.
Okay. But would you? All right, and I'm playing devil's advocate again because this is like a weird conversation. I appreciate you entertaining it here. Okay, but if he never directly says something and then like it's kind of an assumption, right? Wouldn't that pose like it's like kind of like a victim mentality that people are going to start thinking, and then they're going to say, well, you know, who's really wrong in this?
Well, it's not a weird assumption because if it is, he would just come out and just say he didn't mean that. 100%. If he just says, "Oh, I don't mean any of you are fake Africans," but when he had a chance, he doubled down on it at the second press conference when he was like, "Oh, the bill went to blah 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 blah." And I don't get how you guys don't find it strange that the only people he considered real Africans are him and his other teammate. If you want to get super strict, there's Garimbo. He still trains in Africa, or at least he was training in Africa for a long time.
Yeah, you're right about that. Yeah, you're 100% right about that. But the thing is, he's trying to say that he still lives and breathes the air, and he's so proud, and that's where he's from, and he trains there, and he just wants to bring it back to his home where he resides, and he's always been there.
Man, I'm all team Duplessis when it comes to that, man. I'm telling you, like no jokes at all. His first fight, I watched it with friends, and like we was rooting for him. You know, it was like, oh snap! It's like another guy from Africa. You're naturally just, if somebody's fighting from your home state, you're gonna naturally root for him, even if you don't know him, especially when you don't know either guy. So his first fight, we was all team Duplessis, literally until he got on the mic. And I remember my coach was laughing his ass off. He was like, ha ha, he's blah blah blah. So like I get it.
Yeah.
If you're detached from that situation, it's funny and it looks like nothing.
Gotcha.
But like a lot of us, like, man, you have people. If you guys see my old interviews, I talk about the immigrant struggle all the time. You have people literally trying to walk across borders to escape the poverty you have back home. And like somebody like me, if you're going home all the time, I don't know the specifics of Izzy and Usman, but the only reason I couldn't go home is because I was illegal. Once I became legal, I went home all the time. It's like I literally used to go home for like months at a time. So something like that is like every African, I mean, not even African, every immigrant is going to have a sore spot for that. So if you could call it immigrant, you call it victim mentality, whatever you want, but right is right, wrong is wrong. You know.
Listen, and harsh. It's harsh for me to say victim mentality because no one ever wants to be called that or say insinuate that they're acting in that way. But my counter to that would be when people do fall into a victim category, it gets a little dicey, right? Because then they get emotional and then it goes back and forth even more. And I think Duplessis I don't think he's attacking you guys, right? I don't think, at least. I mean, maybe you guys, because I'm not in your shoes, so you could take it as an attack, and that's fair. But from an outside perspective, it just comes off as weird, especially when Izzy gets in the cage and then starts calling him the N-word and this and that.
Yeah.
You know?
But the thing with Izzy is I'll never judge a reaction. Like the reaction, that's it. But how do you explain to me how you don't feel like being denied of your ethnicity is? I mean, technically, that's what Drikas is mad that Izzy's trying to do.
Yeah.
All he did was just flip the role back.
Yeah. Well, it's like he kind of like set a trap and Izzy fell into it, you know?
I mean, all he did was just reverse the role. So if Izzy, I mean, if Duplessis is a victim now, why couldn't Izzy have been a victim before?
No, I don't disagree. I do hear where you're coming from, and I'm trying to play both sides here because I feel like they're both valid arguments. I feel your argument's valid.
The only reason why there's a both sides now is because Izzy went crazy at the
You're right.
Fight 6 and 8. But before that, there was no both sides. It's like right is right, wrong is wrong. Like yes, you want to take your belt back to Africa. That's perfectly well. You're proud to be African. That's cool too. You know, like nobody's gonna deny him and say he's not African. But the knee-jerk reaction of somebody calling you a fake African when they're coming from where he comes from is like, even take his race out of it. If Francis had said that when he won the belt, it would have been just as lame as Duplessis saying it. But somebody like Francis would never say that because he's an immigrant. Like, you know the struggle. Like, you know what your family and everybody else has to do to leave the country to go. Like, why don't you think somebody like Francis would have said that? He had a perfect opportunity to say it.
Sure, yeah.
Because Francis stayed longer than every single one of us. But naturally, you know, okay, I can't say that because I guarantee you he has plenty of African family members that had the opportunity to leave the country. I'll be killing too. Like, we'll all be killing if we was in South Africa and we was from Dutch descent, you know, like, come on, like, I don't want to make it too dark, but you got to look at the history of his people, you know? Yeah. So I'm happy for him. I'm happy that he's representing Africa. The only thing wrong about it is literally just the line real African. Those two words literally are the only thing that I feel like he messed up on. And if he didn't mean it that way, he had 100 opportunities to say, okay, I'm not implying that you guys are fake Africans. I just want to bring the belt.
He did backpedal. He did backpedal though. After ARIEL and everything like that, he did backpedal. And his coach.
What happened on ARIEL?
So he did say that that's not what he was trying to say. He was basically saying because he lives there, he wants to bring it back to his home, and no one else really lives there anymore. So that's, you know, it was. I'm paraphrasing right now, but there are clips of him actually saying that, and his coach kind of fucked up because his coach doubled down and started saying
double down. That's what I saw. Everything I've seen was a double down.
Yeah, no, 100%. His coach.
And
I don't know.
Me, and based off the DMs I got from his teammate, it was like a quadruple down.
Yeah.
So it wasn't.
Yeah, I have a feeling I have a feeling he's surrounded by bad people. I think that's what it is. I think the people around him.
I won't lie. I kind of believe that because I don't want to read too much in the interviews, but in the interviews I saw of him, he didn't seem like but who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe he's a secret race. I don't know. But in his interviews, he comes up as a pretty decent guy.
So, what were your thoughts when Izzy walked in there? So, I thought they had to bring him in there, and he's like slurring his speech and dropping the N-word. What was going through your mind?
Man, I told you, this is when you guys are gonna hate me. I'm never gonna get. Listen, if I trip you up and make you fall, and you pull out your gun and shoot me. Yeah, you went a little too far, but why the hell did I trip you up in the first place? You know, It's like the reaction is the reaction. Like you still gotta account for whatever the initial action was in the first place. You know, and I hope I'm making sense on here. You know, I feel like when I was talking to people on Twitter, I was like, I feel like some people. I don't want to make it too racial, but like if you don't get it, you just don't get it. You know, like most Africans are gonna 100%. Everybody's gonna take offense to it. Like, everybody's gonna take offense to it. And yes, it is a soft spot for most people because you guys don't understand how hard it is for the process of becoming legal in another country.
Yeah.
So
what do you think about like
all those years of struggling, ducking the cops, finding under the table jobs, you know, just for you to finally get some type of citizenship somewhere else, and then somebody that came to take over your country a few generations ago says you're not African. It's like, that's insane. Come on, and you know me, I'm always on joke time, you know. I try not to be too serious. So that's the one situation where I feel like I got drug into like some type of like serious topic. You know?
Well, listen, like I said before, like you are from Africa, so you have a right to speak on this. You have more of a right than most of us have to. We're just bystanders. We're just sitting here watching this all unfold, and it just feels bad. Like even when Usman and Izzy originally reacted to it, Usman wasn't too bad, but Izzy, you can tell he was fired up about this, and he shot back, and you could it just felt like it was going to go in a bad place. And when they dragged Izzy in, you know, I was loving it, you know, because I'm like, I like the theatrics of the craziness, but then when he started screaming, I was like, oh bro, what's going on? You know, like I feel like this could all, like even with Sean Strickland. Like I love Sean Strickland, but my man is going to start a riot. Like it's
yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, man. There were so many jokes I don't even want to repeat on here, man. Like if you guys are like in the I can only speak for Nigeria, but like in the Nigerian community, man, Drikas started like a damn storm out here, yeah.
So give me something. Hey, so what is everyone's fired up then, huh? Nigeria?
Yeah, for sure. Like, yo. I feel like I'm repeating like the same thing over and over again. It's like almost all of us left our country for a specific reason. So, okay, imagine this. Imagine I come to your house, take over your house, and then 2 generations from now, your family that got kicked out of your house, I'm telling them they never lived there. It's like, yo, come on, man. It's gonna fire anybody else.
You know what? My argument though is this: like, I don't dwell on the past. I just can't do it because I think about all of us. We all have ancestors that have done like really horrible things. Like all of us. Like,
yes.
Like we, and that's what I was saying earlier. And it bugs me when we keep on bringing up the past. It's not like people are wrong.
Hey, you want to know how you move past that? By letting it go and not bringing it up. So now I'll tell you one joke that came from the Nigerian community.
Okay, good.
Somebody said, how come the moment these South Africans got in the UFC, their first action was to start a race war?
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. You know, it's weird. It worked. Like, the Drikas gets in here, he starts running his mouth, and it started a shitstorm, and here he is now about to fight for the belt. And now Izzy, I feel like Izzy, what he's doing is he's trying to mentally get himself ready to fight, to fuck this guy up. Am I off on that?
I 100% guarantee you're off on that.
Really?
I'm telling you, it's yeah, man, it's not fake. So the only way it'll be fake is if Duplessis directly addresses it, you know? And like, I feel like if his little coach's quote was kind of like a triple, quadruple down, you know? But like, it's not fake. It's not fake at all. I feel like when Usman was asked about it, he played it a little bit more PC.
Yeah,
you know. So, but I'm sure he 100% feels the same way. You know, to be honest, if we're being fair, history won't look back at that as a good thing. The only reason why it became a conversation now is just because Izzy got in there and started jumping.
Well, yeah. That didn't help.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. Duplessis killed this line. I'm African, but I'm not your brother, son.
Dude, that came in. I felt like I was watching WWE. I'm like, what is going? This should sound like scripted.
That shit was hilarious, bro.
So let me ask you this. So this would be a fight question then. Would this hurt Izzy? If you're saying that Izzy is really taking this to heart, because I thought if he's trying to find every reason to say, I'm going to fuck this guy up, instead, if he's actually really taking this to heart, would this play in Duplessis' favor? Because it feels like then that would mean Duplessis in his head.
No, hey, I'll tell you this, man. You guys as fans read too much into all that in this person's head thing.
Okay.
I've never had a fight in my life where my opponent was not in my head. He's trying to knock me out. Why wouldn't he be in my head?
What do you mean by you guys, Sadiq? No.
yeah, thank you. No, I'm talking about the fake MMA-Holes page.
Okay.
The real MMA-Holes people don't have a problem.
Good.
But the fake MMA-Holes page. No, but to be honest, no, I don't think, because it's still going to be skill for skill at the end of the day. And man, say what you want. That ugly shit Duplessis does is working.
Yeah, right? Dude, it does look ugly though, right? I mean, I don't know what I'm watching, but he looks like a fucking sausage out there.
That shit fucking works, man. And I'll tell you this though, you know what's not ugly is his ground game on like when he's on top. He was doing some cool shit down there, you know. But and I guarantee you, he's probably strong as hell. And he hit the women's MMA toss, man. Shout out to see, it sucks because I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like him outside of the real African thing, you know.
Okay.
So it's one of those things where it is what it is, and then you have the MMA trolls online, you know, the people who are so detached from it. They see us like, man, he's not saying anything wrong. He's just saying blah, blah, blah. Like, yeah, nobody has a problem with that. You will never find anybody that has a problem with him saying he's African. He's 100% African. If you're going to take it from any African, take it from me. Yes, he's 100% African. The only thing wrong with what he said was the line real African. That's literally the only thing. But that real African line holds a whole lot of weight. I don't know how much history you guys know, but it holds a whole lot of weight.
All right. Well, listen, Sadiq, I appreciate you calling in, man. I like hearing your side of the story, and you have a valid side. You do. I appreciate you calling in. And I'm glad that we're not at each other's throats and you don't hate me. So that makes me feel better. Okay.
No problem. I'll hit that follow back right now.
You're the man. All right, Sadiq. Hey, thanks for. Hey, listen, you got the Discord. Call in whenever you'd like. All right.
I got you.
All right. Be good, man. There he is, Super Sadiq Yusuf. You guys are ruthless in the chat. I saw you. All right, I'm going to let you guys call in now. I had to let him go a little longer. And the reason being, 1, he's a UFC fighter. 2, he's African. And 3, he had a counterpoint. Okay? And you may disagree with Sadiq was saying. It's fair. And I got to be honest with you, I don't agree with everything he was saying from my perspective, right? But I do appreciate his side. I do appreciate his side of the story over here, and I understand where he's coming from. I understand where Izzy's coming from a little bit more. Do I totally agree? No. But at the same time, I get it. So we got to hear all sides. We can't have one side just pushing. You know what I'm saying? We got to get all sides. And I like Sadiq. And look at that. We're friends now. Here we go. All right. Anyway, good discussion point, but diluted. Listen, you could agree or disagree with me or Sadiq, but what kind of show will we run if we have just my side, just your side? You know what I'm saying? We have to have counterpoints. It's silly not to have counterpoints. All right, so now it's your chance to call in. Let's take your calls here. I see Pulse on the line too. Another African American gentleman of the community, but it seems like he's on a different side. I want to get Pulse's side as well. All right, Sonosi, what's up, Sonosi?
Okay, man, what the fuck? That was the waste of 20 minutes of my life.
Oh,
I know you had to
boy.
get a point, but goddamn.
Okay, Sonosi, how about you give your side then?
Okay, one, the dude was choking on Izzy's nuts. He didn't get no deflection on anything Izzy did. So, as far as I'm concerned, his opinion is invalid.
Okay, so here's, and this will be my defense of Sadiq. Sadiq he's got a player in the game. Like, he is a player in the game, right? So what Duplessis is calling out is Sadiq. If you think about it, right? Sadiq falls in that category. So if Sadiq were to win a championship, you know, he's kind of taking a shot at him as well, no?
Yeah, but here's the thing why I problem. Like someone like Izzy, for example, the dude had rich parents and owned people. Guess what? He had no reason to have to leave the country. People like Usman, maybe Sadiq, Sagano, yeah, he has a legit point for some of these people.
What is it? Hold on. And I'll let you finish your point. But you're saying Izzy had parents that owned people? Did he?
Yes.
Send me this article or send me these. I would like to know because I would actually use it as an argument. So where are you getting this from?
Dude, I'll have to pull it back. I have to actually look it back. This came up a while ago.
Israel Adesanya has parents that own people.
He has a rich family. And I'm not even joking. He had servants.
Well, like I said before, we all have people in our backgrounds.
I know that.
And he agreed to that.
The point is, people act like he's a victim. Like, listen, he is the most privileged black man in Africa, probably, and he didn't have to leave the country unlike most of these people.
Izzy grew up rich. Is that true, huh? Oof.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I'm just saying, that does not get a good point on him. If he lived poor, like, if he was like Sagano, I have no fault for Sagano. He had the most legit reason. He suffered the most. Even Usman's parents were decent. Pharmaceuticals for his father and shit.
Yeah, his parents as well. Yeah.
Fighters. I'm just saying,
it's not
though,
about
that
rich or poor. It's not about rich or poor.
It's
It's about heritage, right? So here's the thing. I think Duplessis, I don't disagree with Duplessis saying. I actually I'm on your side, Sonosi, but I do like to hear the other side of this story. So, but it is interesting. If you're saying Izzy is coming from a wealthy family and he went to so why did he go to New Zealand? What was the reasoning for that? Do you know?
I don't know the exact reason. I have to look it up. But anyway, I want to drag that for all night. I do have to ask one question, though, right now. What happens if either of these guys win? If Izzy wins, who does he have left to fight? Strickland?
Yes. You make that
that's
immediately.
Pretty much it. Strickland, that's it.
Make it immediately. You don't even waste any time. You put them together. 100%.
Okay, then here's the opposite. What happens if Duplessis wins? Does he give a rematch to him? Does he fight Rob?
Yes.
Does he give him Strickland?
Well, if Duplessis runs over him in the first round, we've seen what the UFC has done with that before. So probably not. But if it's a decent scrap, yeah, I think Izzy deserves an immediate rematch. No, I mean, what would you think?
I would say no, but there's only one reason I'll say no, and it's nothing with any bias towards him. It's not like he had this long reign. I mean, he just got the belt back and then he lost. We kind of can't have him stay there forever. Izzy has to fight one other person. Okay. I don't like having these people who keep, like the Pantoja fight I was going to mention. Awesome fight with that and Moreno. I don't want to see Moreno fight him again right away. I want to give other people a chance in these divisions. That's the one problem I'm running into the UFC is so many different fighters are running into, okay, we're going to give you a rematch automatically. Oh, Shanchenko, you're going to get your rematch automatically. It's like, can we let them have a little breather, let them have one defense in between?
Well, I mean, I feel like let the fight play out and then we decide. I feel like before the fight happens is kind of a little bit silly. Hold on, I got an alert here.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Hold on, let me let this play really quick.
Volk shows you what Smurfs are all about.
There we go. I just had to get that out, Sonosi, real quick, okay?
Wonderful, wonderful.
All right, there we go. Back to you, Sonosi.
But no, all these fights. Speaking of fights, one fight that has me interested. I heard they're announcing the light heavyweight soon. Finally,
yeah.
Like Jamal Hill hasn't fought in forever. But what I'm wondering is, who is he gonna fight if they're giving an announcement soon? Because the people I want him to fight are injured or not gonna show up.
Wait, hold on. Repeat that.
Jamal Hill, the fight we really want to see Jamal Hill fight right now. Yuri's out. I don't know if they have a number one contender or interim title, or if they're deciding between Jan and Alex.
It does seem like they're waiting for Jamal and Yuri. It seems like that's what they're doing. They keep facing off and shit, so I'm assuming that's next. I guess Yuri's on his way back. I would guess. I don't know.
I hope so, man, because I need to see that. The light heavyweight title hasn't been defended since the beginning of the year, and it's not really to be defended. It was a vacant belt in January.
Yeah.
So it's like we need a belt. We kind of have to have a fight. I mean, we've been waiting along. I mean, you know what I do? It's also weird right now because we're in a weird limbo because, you know, the whole Volk situation. Who is he going to fight next? Aljo, if he defends, might be going up.
I don't know why it's Aljo. I don't understand. Like people are saying, you know, Islam rematch. They're saying Sarukian. Dude, it's Aljo. Aljo, if he beats O'Malley, you fucking make that fight. Like, what do we do? Like, what's the? Am I?
Don't you find that we're in a weird place? Don't you think right now? Like, oh, if this champion wins, he might want to hop up to light. You know, like because okay, he's doing well. Islam. Okay, Aljo wins, go to Volk. We're kind of going like a little leapfrog thing.
No,
it's kind
but
of
it's
funny.
fine
Like
because
all these
think about
dominants.
it. Volk beat everyone at 145, right? What are we gonna have? Fucking Sarukian jump the line? I mean, Aljamain Sterling is gonna leave 135, free it up for Merab. That opens up 135. 145 needs new blood. Put Aljo up there. I mean, it's a no-brainer.
Oh, you want to talk about the ultimate villain in MMA? Listen, I'll have my opinions about Izzy all day, but if Aljo somehow pulls it off and beats Volk, dude, oh my god, the insanity.
Dude, that would be fucking nuts. Like, I give Aljo a 5% chance of beating fucking Volkanovski. I think Aljo is the guy at 135, but if he goes up there and beats Volk, I would be shocked. It would be earth-shattering if he did that. So yes, I like that 5%. Let me see it. Let me see if it could happen.
And you know what? That whole fight with Volk just went through Yair. I will say this: the kicks were working to an extent. Yeah, Yair wasn't complete scrubbing. Yeah, he was losing the moment he got grappled, but when he was standing up, I saw some moments where I was a little worried for Volk a little bit.
Listen, Volk is not.
He was
stupid.
getting tear.
When he got cracked and he kind of gave him that nod, you know, like that, like okay, you got me there. Volk he's too smart, man. Yair wasn't going to pull any nonsense with him. It was just never was going to happen.
Hey, when you have money on someone, it's like, oh god, please don't, because you know those flash KOs. I mean, listen, I remember Korean Zombie was winning his big fight with Yair, and then that fucking freakish elbow happened within like 2 seconds. After that, I never underestimated Yair again completely. It's like that guy pulls up some weird moves to win. I mean, hell, we didn't expect him to choke out Josh Emmett in a submission. Oh, he doesn't use submissions.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, listen.
The point is, the guy is very unorthodox.
Yeah, Yair he's so much fun, but I think that's the problem. We just kind of subconsciously want him to be the champ because he's so electrifying, the way he strikes and everything like that. And it kind of clouds our vision to what Yair really is. You know, there's a reason why the UFC let him go. Like, Yair Rodriguez is very flashy. He's very fun. A lot of fighters speak very highly about Yair, but when it comes to guys like Volk and Max, Yair's not even close to their level.
But see, you know, you know who would be another person to be very interesting? I know he's leaving the division. Imagine if Merab decides, you know, I'm going after Volk. Fuck this. Waiting.
He just bypass. Dude, that'd be funny. That would be fun. I don't know if the machine. I don't know. I think I would love to see him sit at 135 and play around over there. That might be too much.
So would I. But, okay, here's a question: who do you think has a better chance, Merab or Aljo, to take the belt from Volk?
Merab or Aljo?
If it came down, if you had, if you had to choose one of the two, which one do you think has a better chance? And you put them against if you think they have a slightly higher percentage chance of winning.
You know, I've always said that Merab beats Aljo. I've always said that. But I would have to just go with the champ because he is a champ, right? I would just have to pick Aljo because he's been there, he's done that, and they're both losing to Volk. But, I mean, let's be serious. You have to just go with the champ and see if that works, you know?
But there's something about, I don't know, there's something about Merab's style that just tells me he's a problem for anybody just because of his pressure. He hasn't been tired out yet. And after that last fight, goddamn.
Yeah.
He made an ex-champ look like a rookie. Let's be honest.
That's true.
Barely survived that.
That is true. We got a super chat from Jay Blowful.
Stop talking about you here. Max whipped his ass.
I agree. I'm so off Yair. I've been off Yair for a while. He's fun, but...
But, you know, this last point, I think Grasso had a fluke. We've seen the picture, like I mentioned, the donation here. The 3 African champions, gone. The Mexican champions are about to be gone, too. Because do you think Grasso retains? Because I don't. I think it was the whole Wyman situation with that spinning kick that just screwed her.
Yeah, I think Valentina's she's gonna adjust and not spin this time. I think there'll be a lack of spinning in the rematch.
25 down.
Listen, I think Grasso being the pound for pound female just shows how terrible women's MMA is. And I know it's a horrible thing to say if you're a women's MMA fan. I'm not trying to shit on the girls, and I'm not trying to shit on Alexa Grasso. She did what she did. She beat Valentina, but her being the pound for pound #1 blows my mind.
Yeah, I still am shocked that they even put her up there. It's like, listen, even Holly Holmes has more credentials.
Yeah. Oh,
and that's saying something.
100%.
I'm sorry I had to mention her. I know that bad fight's coming up, I know.
Yeah, listen, I mean, I'm not thrilled about next week's card, and we should ask Sadiq his predictions. I mean, that's what he's been killing it with. But yeah, Holly Holm is what she has done already. Just, I mean, overall, I would say she's pound for pound over fucking Grasso. I mean, Grasso is good, but I mean, come on, what are we doing? Like, what are we talking about here?
Wouldn't Valentine technically be the next one up if you had to really consider credentials?
I mean, yeah.
Or no? I mean,
we've seen. Yeah, I don't know. You know what? But I can't get too crazy over women's MMA. It's still a shit show. So I'm not like I can't really debate much about it. And with Nunes going is a massive hole left in it. So
we need Ronda back. We need Ronda back. Come back, Ronda 2024. Comeback election year. Get some arms.
Yes, help me, Ronda.
All right.
All right, thank you so
much. I know some other people want to call, so I'm going to head out.
Thank you. There's Sanosi coming in. He's trying to get that Sadiq Yusuf time.
Super chat.
Here we go, Kendall.
I've been summoned. Merab won't go up in weight.
Dude, Kendall made some smelly dick joke or some shit. I don't know. On Instagram, you got to go check out. Go follow Kendall Volker. Thank you. She's fucking hilarious. Now, that's a real woman right there. We need her in the UFC. That would change everything up. All right, let's go. Let's go to here. Let's go to our resident black man of the community, Mr. Pulse. Mr. Pulse Reloaded, resurrected, on the line. Pulse, you there?
Yep. What's up, Chris?
All right, listen, we need a real black man here, okay, Pulse?
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so shout out to Sadiq and shout out to Sanosi, but I'm gonna be fair to everybody and I'm gonna keep it kind of brief, okay? Okay. First of all, I wanted to start off this call by saying, man, I feel so bad for Pantoja because it's like this was supposed to be the night of his life, and it kind of got overshadowed by everything else that happened on 290. You know?
Yeah, I know, and I think he got booed from the decision. From what I remember, did he? Can you help me out with that? Do you remember if he got booed or not? I think people thought Moreno won in the crowd.
I was at the bar, so I couldn't really hear it, but I thought he rightfully won. But I don't know. But it's just, with the Bo Nickal knockout and then Robbie Lawler's farewell, there was so much stuff going on.
Yeah.
So it's like everything kind of overshadowed him.
Oh, they're saying he did get booed. Yeah, that's what I recall. I remember a couple of boos, and I'm like, man, that sucks. Yeah, so not only did he get overshadowed by the night, he gets the upset and then gets booed. When it's like, dude, bro, man. Maybe that's why he was very emotional, too. Who knows?
Yeah, but I do want to check out that post-fight interview. You said he mentioned his dad, his deadbeat father.
Yeah, it was pretty cool, man. That was a cool moment.
Okay, and then I wanted to bring up, you know, this night could have got really racist, but not for the reason that you think. You know, Donald Trump was in attendance, right?
Yeah. You think he was a
No,
catalyst?
listen.
Yeah.
Trump was in attendance, and he remember all the things that he said about Mexicans. There were so many Mexicans in Las Vegas, and both of their champions lost.
Oh my God, dude! I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. So you think that Trump built a wall? Trump is the reason why the Mexicans lost that night?
I'm saying when they got, you know, got a little libation in them, you know, they could have had the Secret Service working overtime. That's all I'm saying, man.
That's a fucking fantastic point. I salute you for that. That was great. Pulse coming in. Wow, I didn't even think about that. Holy smokes.
And also, okay, and to what I'm going to talk about what we're all talking about tonight. But I do want to point out, you're right about Duplessis. He looks just like Troy McClure from The Simpsons.
He does, right? He really does, man. It's fucking weird. You can't get that out of your head now. He does look like a Simpsons character.
Yeah.
Duplessis.
It was crazy, but I'm going to be honest with you, man. I really don't like Israel Adesanya. And so, with that being said, man, I hope DDP puts a hate crime on that guy, man.
So what?
And when I say hate crime, I don't mean because of his blackness, but because of his alternative lifestyle.
Okay, so so what were your? So you were at the bar, so you couldn't hear Izzy getting into the cage and saying his thing.
Well, no. At this time, I moved closer towards the big screen. You could hear it, and everybody in there was cringing hard, man. And yeah, like. My thing is, like, I didn't like Izzy before Saturday night. After, I really don't like that guy now.
So you think he dropped the ball with what he was saying?
I mean, it's just, I feel like Dana should have smelled the booze coming out of his pores and been like, man, maybe this is not a good idea.
I think, like I said earlier in the stream, I think Dana White, because Dana's side of the story was Izzy said he wanted to get in the cage, and Dana's like, I don't do this. And Izzy's like, don't worry, I won't do anything wrong. And Dana's like, this is not a good idea. Okay, go ahead. I think Dana said that to cover his ass. So when Izzy went in there and said whatever he was going to say or a push or whatever, he was going to go to the press conference and says, hey, I told Izzy not to go in there. Oh, wow, I just noticed Dana's eyes. Wait a second. I just looked in the background. I had the video playing in the background, so I saw Dana.
I'm calling this right now, man. I'm saying Izzy is I said it earlier in the chat. He's a drunkard now, just like Conor is. And this is gonna start his descent. He's about to go on a big time losing streak now. I'm calling it right now.
All right. Well, listen, and okay, that's an interesting prediction. But so I have Izzy on the mic. I have a picture of Dana White, eyebrows raised. So yeah. Oh boy. Hold on. Let's look at this again. Hold on. I'm gonna play what Izzy's saying here.
26andMe DNA test. It'll tell you where you're from. I will show you where you're from.
And we have Dana White with his eyes raised, his eyebrows raised, almost wrapping around his fucking head. Oh my goodness, what a sight this is. Listen, Dana White was the mastermind behind all of this. All right, sorry, Pulse. I got caught in this whole picture of Dana White. Anyway, anything else?
No, that's all I got, man. I'm really hoping whenever they book that fight that you know, like y'all said it, DDP his striking, he's not the most fluid guy, but I hope somehow he lands something clean on Izzy and puts him out.
All right, fair enough. Thank you, Pulse. Have a good night. All right.
Laters.
There's Pulse. Dude, the Mexican thing is hilarious. That is pretty fucking funny. Oh my God, D-Rest? Is this, hold on. Did D-Rest, I saw he was in queue. I'm going to get to everyone that's on hold here. The Izzy story with Duplessis has really lit up the show tonight. We've heard from all different sides. Here's Dana White, his eyebrows. No D-Rest. I tried. I saw he was in the messages here. I tried, guys. One day we're going to get D-Rest back on the stream.
Super chat.
Jay Blowful coming in with the super duper chat.
Nonis could still be cashing checks for years.
She could still be cashing checks for years? So you're saying she made a bunch of money? Is that what you're saying? Thank you, Jay Blowful. Appreciate it. All right, let's take some calls here. And I see you, beautiful. We're gonna have you anchor the show, okay? If you don't mind. We'll take let's see who we got here. Johnny Walker should be interesting. Johnny Walker is next. We got Sausage and Two Joints. We're gonna get to all you guys. Johnny Walker, Kevin from Chicago.
What's up, Bobby? How are you?
Hey, what's up, man?
Hey, let's get down to it. We'll get to the drama. We got to talk about Volkanovski off the top, the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
All right, go for it.
The dude he just keeps amazing me. Keeps proving otherwise. And when I thought Rodriguez would be a dangerous fight, had a bad feeling that he might get head kick or something, he goes there and just smashes them, destroys them.
Very impressive.
Just basically after that Emmett fight, when I saw the way he just destroyed Emmett, I was like, oh, these guys are like a similar build. The way he was whipping them leg kicks, I was like, this is a dangerous fight. And this dude just goes out there and smashes him. It wasn't even a contest. Yeah, this dude's the pound for pound best fighter in the world.
It's very
no
good.
question about it. I mean, I heard people saying John Jones. They think John Jones is number one. Heavyweights should be nowhere near pound for pound level. Heavyweight is a joke. Fat, sloppy bums, okay? We're talking about the best fighters in the world, the most talented. That's 145, 155, even 135. I put Aljamain Sterling above John Jones.
You know what's
but
funny?
Other than that,
it sounds like a hot take, but you're not far off. And the reason why I say that is when we had Jordan Levitt on, he laughs at heavyweight. He thinks heavyweight is a joke as well, and he's in the UFC, right? So you might not be wrong. You know, people might be listening and be like, oh, what does this guy know? But we've had a UFC fighter come on and actually say that himself. So you might be onto something.
it's a known fact. I mean, the level of talent at 155, everybody talks about it. It's so deep. You go up and down. I mean, look at the top 15. You got guys like Damir Azumulov. You got Grant Dawson. Nobody even knew these people. And this dude comes in and destroys them. It's just talent-rich filled division. But I want to get to Pantoja. I put $100 on Pantoja, and man, I thought for sure they were gonna rob him. I mean, I had him 4 rounds to 1, Pantoja, but it was like the Mexican thing going on, the UFC playing that up. I thought for sure they were gonna rob him, and then I heard Kaminga, the last scorecard.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, it's a robbery. It's a fix, split decision for Moreno, but they gave it to Pantoja. He earned that one. I mean, with the control, the back takes, I thought that was a relatively easy fight to score. I don't know how anybody could score for Moreno.
Yeah, well, the 5th round was odd. That one judge having it in the 5th round for Moreno, that made me scratch my head a little bit. But I agree. I had it 2-2 going into. I was sweating. I only had $15 on it, and I was sweating, man. That fight was close. You have to admit. I mean, I know you're saying 4-1, but still, you have to admit that was a pretty close fight.
I mean, it shouldn't be. The way they're scoring it, it feels like it could be any fight can be close at this point. No matter how freaking dominant someone is, any fight can be close. Any judge can make a case, but it's just the control, the back takes, and the striking. He was landing some big shots. I mean, Moreno was doing good with the jab, the volume, but it was just the powerful shots. He dropped them a couple times. I felt like that was a different. It was just the control, the back takes, the takedowns. Every time he needed a takedown, every time he needed to get control, he can get the back take with the body triangle. Very dominant positions, very hard to get. But it seems like with the UFC, they're not valuing that as much. It's they like the striking, they're valuing that more. But I'm glad the right man won, and we both came up on some cheddar, right?
There you go, baby. Plus money. I love it. Anything else?
Now you got to talk about the drama I play. I mean, the whole. I got to hear the other side. We already know what the other side is, and it's just that they repeat the talking points. Oh, I heard Ariel Helwani. You remember when Colby Covington said those things, and he had all the usual suspects, Luke Thomas, Ariel. Oh my gosh, what should the UFC do? Should Dana White step in and reprimand him? And you got Izzy out here calling him racial slurs, cracker, and N-word, and this and that. And you hear Ariel Helwani on his show today. well, you have to understand the history of apartheid in South Africa and look at it both ways. You guys understand the history. Such a weasel rat, that fucking Jew. What a rat that dude is. I mean, he don't even hide it. He doesn't even try to hide it anymore. He just plain as day. The bias.
So why are you calling him a weasel? I'm not. Listen, you know I'm not a big Ariel fan, but still, why are you calling him a weasel?
Because the way he's a hypocrite. With Colby Covington, he was saying Dana White should reprimand him. There's no place in the sport for that.
He is a hypocrite. You're 100% right. Whether I agree or disagree with your take, he's 100% a hypocrite. So he's been caught flip-flopping a gazillion times. So if he has, I don't remember what the Colby thing was, though. I don't remember that. But so what did he do with Colby?
Oh, he just thought, he crossed the line. He crossed the line. Colby crossed the line. I think the Dana White and UFC allowing this on their platform, it sends a bad message. And, he was just doing that type of thing.
And, you know why? Well, it's very simple. Colby Covington doesn't do his show anymore, and Izzy does. And Ariel Helwani is a shill. There's no doubt about it. Ariel Helwani, no matter if you come on his show, which I kind of get, because if a fighter comes on our show, I'm a little bit more softer, and I'm like, hey, let's be nice with this fighter over here. I get it, but he does it to the point where it's nauseating. It's to the point where it's just like you want to vomit, But what did he say about Izzy though? He said he defended Izzy in this.
He's defending Izzy, and he's bringing up. What's funny? He's bringing up apartheid. Like, people who don't know history, you got to go up and read your history. Learn your history. You're saying
he didn't
criticize? He's trying to give us it's that ignorant, it's that arrogance, like trying to talk down to people.
So he was cool with
you don't know
Izzy.
any better.
I didn't watch today, but so you're saying he was cool with Izzy saying the N-word?
He wasn't cool with that. He was just saying he understands, like kind of like how Sadiq was, like he understands where he's coming from. Like,
well, even Sadiq said it was
really
wrong.
Can't judge his response because you don't know how he would feel in that situation. Like, he was defending Izzy. He was defending Izzy, plain as day. And you know what's funny? He's bringing up apartheid. Like, that's the talking point. And I heard Sadiq, your buddies, talking about colonization, apartheid. Like, what the fuck does Drikas got to do with that? Any of that? He wasn't even born for any of that. And he wants to put blame on him for that when he has nothing to do with that. It's just
I should get you on. I should get you on with Sadiq and have you guys go back and forth. Would you do that?
Nah, dude, it would be hell. It would be hell to pay.
That would be talking about getting canceled.
It's a typical. I knew the talking point. It'd be this. It's the same. You want to get the other side of colonization and apartheid. It's just, what's funny with Ariel too? He's got the freaking Israeli flag sitting up there on the shelf, and he wants to sit there and talk about apartheid 30, 40 years ago.
I could stomach it more from Sadiq because he's in the fire and he has a different perspective. So I could stomach that. Ariel, I can't. I honestly can't because I feel like everything has a motive, and it's a very liberal his Ariel is nauseating. But at least Sadiq Yusuf, he's an African, man. Like he's literally, and everything that Drikas has said, whether you want to say it's right or wrong, it's still going after, Sadiq. So he's allowed to have a side, whereas Ariel, it's like, bro, dude, shut your fucking mouth. I don't understand. I don't know, it's weird. But anyway, I'd rather hear both sides than.
People, the whole thing's mentioned. It's just like Bryce Mitchell. You remember when Bryce Mitchell got on the mic and said, I'm from Arkansas, and they want me to leave Arkansas. If you don't leave Arkansas, you ain't worth the shit. It's just like, that's pretty much what Drikas was saying. Like, I live in South Africa. I train in South Africa. Even Khabib, who's surrounded by savage neckbeards, picked up and moved to the USA for training. But Drikas, look what he's doing. He's staying in Africa, training in Africa, and he's very proud of that, and he should be. When all these other guys, they're picked up and moved, and they're looking for better training, but he's sitting there staying where he's from, training where he lives, and so on and so forth. That's all he's saying, but they're trying to make more than it, trying to push an agenda when it's pretty obvious what he meant about living there, training there, and that's what he meant, plain as day.
All right. Anything else, Kevin?
Yeah, I'm pissed off because this shit's getting old. It's getting old real fast. And the people on Twitter, these privileged white people, they just don't know any better. They just don't understand. They'll never get it. You know what I mean? This is talking down to people. Like, you just don't get it. They repeat these talking points about the colonization and it's apartheid.
But you're repeating
Shut
yourself
the
now,
fuck
too.
up with that shit.
Okay, I got it.
Huh?
All right, thank you, Kevin. He's repeating himself, too. He's like, these people are repeating themselves, and he's repeating himself. I get it. We're like 3 hours into this. I get it. I agree. Listen, there are points I agree with, there are points I disagree with, but I do feel that you do have to hear both sides. You know, I don't think Drikas really did much wrong. I don't. Even when I play this, I don't, honestly. But who am I, right? Who am I to speak on this, right? Because I am not African. I am not from Africa. So who knows? Maybe I would take offense to this, but just from an outside perspective, it's a little rough for me to say, okay, Duplessis said something really wrong. Here, let me. Where are you? Where are you, Duplessis? Okay, here, listen. This is what Sadiq was referring to.
Saying that he's a whole lot of rankings in front of me, and I can jump a few more to get in that top 20 and start making my way to that title, because that's ultimately what I want within the next 2 years. I want to be the first real African champ, trained, born, bred in Africa.
So, I mean, and this is what Sadiq was saying. I wanted to play this with him, but it was a lot of the same points over and over again. I did want to play this because I don't see anything wrong with that. Okay, here's the
congratulations, my friend. Go and enjoy this victory.
I don't so that's what he was referencing when he said he was watching with his friends, and I'm like, damn, I don't. But then again, I'm not from Africa, so I don't fucking know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'd be super sensitive in that aspect, and feel like that was an attack.
Saying that he's a whole lot of rankings in front of me, and I can jump a few more to get in that top 20 and start making my way to that title, because that's ultimately what I want within the next 2 years. I want to be the first real African champ, trained, born, bred in Africa.
So yeah, he explained himself. Real African champ, yes, he did say that, but raised, born, bred, trained in Africa. It blows my mind. It's weird. I don't know. But like I said, I'm not on the other side, so I probably will never be able to wrap my head around that. But that other side is not going to be able to wrap their head around what we're thinking from the outside perspective. Because honestly, from an outside perspective, it seems innocent, without history and all this stuff. Just in the moment, Duplessis is trying to say that he is very proud of where he currently lives and born, raised, and trains. And I'm sure he knows in the back of his mind, by saying this, it's going to ruffle feathers, and he's going to move up the rankings. And look what happened. 2 years later, bang. Or I don't even know when the hell this was, but he's going to be fighting for the belt. All right, anyway, I feel like we're chasing our tails here, but it is good to get all sides. All right, oh, fucking hell. This is like the never-ending show. All right, let's try to make this as quick as possible, guys. We are literally 3 hours of this. Sausage, you there? All right. We're gonna try to get through these calls here. Sausage.
Hey.
All right, what's up, Sausage? What you got, man?
I'll try to make it quick. I just want to speak on the Lawler thing, even though you finally saw the light, Moss. But seriously, anybody who still thinks it was fixed, I mean, you really think the UFC that stupid with what just happened with James Krause and Molina, how fucked they are now under investigation and shit, and they lost pretty much everything? I mean, to fucking fix a fight for Don on his way out, that's not fucking happening, dude. If they got caught doing that shit, dude, they'd be under mad investigation, dude. Dana would be gone. FBI would be probably looking into all their fucking shit. So it's just really fucking stupid.
Okay. Anything else?
What is it? Jack Moreno, whatever his fucking name is, got a fight for this weekend.
Oh, he's on the card?
Yeah, 15th.
Okay. Let's see.
I forget who he's fighting. I'm not really familiar with the guy. It's in Discord.
Let's see. Jack Della Maddalena. So he's on. Wow, did they bump him to co-main?
I'm not sure. I hope so, dude.
So he's fighting Basil. Wow, that helps his card. Basil Hafez. So this guy's coming out. Fury CFFC. This guy's 8-3 and this guy's gonna get mauled. This guy's gonna get fucking mauled.
Someone brought up a point on Twitter about this card, dude. It's like not until like the 8th fight that there's a fighter that's coming off a win. Everyone else before that's coming off losses.
Yeah, I haven't. More towards Wednesday. Like, I have such a bad taste in my mouth because I was at home versus Durandamy 208, UFC 208. It was like one of the worst nights of my life, and I have PTSD from that. Holly Holm is just like she's very good, but I mean, I don't want her headlining cards anymore. It's like I've had enough. But Terrence McKinney's T-Rex on this. I hope McKinney is. I heard McKinney's the underdog, by the way. Oh, McKinney. So he put out a tweet saying, "Yo, we might have to put money on this quickly because I think this line's gonna move quick." Yeah. McKinney's he's the underdog. He's fighting this dude out of the Contender Series. This guy's got 2 finishes. Yo, imagine he gets smoked again. Oh my god, dude. Yo, good job. Oh my god, Bonfin smoked him, and if this guy, oh my god, I'll probably put money on McKinney. Holy shit. All right, we'll talk about this card more as we get closer. What else you got, Sausage?
Just finally, so Islam says he's fighting in October no matter what, but Charles Oliveira says he ain't going to be ready. So who the fuck you going to throw him against?
Oh, it's going to be Sarukian, I guess.
Because fucking Volk needs surgery. He's going to be out for like 8 weeks at least.
Oh, man.
So you know, nobody else.
I was doing the exact same thing I was doing before, mixing up Sarukian and what's the other fucking guy? What's the other guy's name at 145? We just won. I always mix those two up for some reason. Sarukian will probably fight Islam. And who's that other dude at 145? Throw his name in the chat. I'm having a fucking brain fart. Streaming too long. Anyway, okay. Yeah, so if it's definitely, then Sarukian's probably Taporia. Thank you, Sean. I don't know why fucking that guy's been on a roll. Yeah, so I guess Sarukian is on a crash course. He says he wants a full camp. So October, July, or August, September. Oh, fuck. July, August. So he's not going to really get... Oh, for fuck's sake. Yeah, so Arman... So he put out a tweet, Sarukian. Was it Arman? Where are you at, Sarukian? He says, it's time for the full camp rematch. Islam Makhachev says, who, location? And he responds, full camp rematch. So I don't know if he's going to be ready for October. He might have no choice. All right. Well, we'll see how that plays out, but it seems like that's the fight.
Yeah, and I just want to say, I want Izzy to just go full on heel mode after all this shit. It's fucking, it comes out so much more natural than Kobe does. He could be that fucking guy in the UFC.
May as well. Yeah, he may as well, right? I mean, he's already all in. Listen, this guy made more money than anybody. He's a champ. He's got the world by the balls right now, Izzy. So he could do whatever the fuck he wants. He might as well, right? I mean, listen, he just got drunk, got in the cage, and called a white guy an N-word over and over again. So, I mean, he's there. He might as well.
Put out a video afterwards on Twitter saying he only had 2 drinks. And while he was saying this shit, he's like chewing on some fucking food and shit, being all annoying and shit. Just he would love it.
Yeah, he's just having a grand old time. He does not care, man. That's one thing. He doesn't care what people think. And, you know, it's got to get to life, to get to that point in life where you just don't give a fuck what anyone thinks. That's something special right there. So I guess he's just doing his thing. I don't know.
For him calling the N-word, I took that like he was trying to pull like some power move on him because he can't say it back, but it came off as super cringe. I mean, it sounded like he just learned that fucking word tonight.
Well, according to Sadiq, I mean, that was coming from the heart, man. According to him, like he was, but it's kind of weird when people said he owned slaves and shit. I'm like, what? What? I mean, maybe rich family. I don't know about slaves. That sounds a little crazy, but yeah, it's kind of weird, right? A rich kid coming out of Africa talking about, I don't know, man. I don't want to go down that road. That's a whole nother fucking conversation. Anyway, anything else?
No, I'll let the next person get in. All right.
All right.
Stop much.
There we go. The sausage calling in. All right, I'm going to try to get to all you guys here. We got 2 joints. Just 2 joints. 2 joints. You there?
Hey, Chris, brother. How are you doing tonight?
I'm wonderful. What's up, 2 joints?
Just a quick call, Moss. I just want to make sure the audio is good. Am I coming in too powerful, or would you like me to back up a little bit on the voice?
No, I'll lower you. You're good.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, so anyways, unfortunately, all this drama really clouded the fact, Moss, that the first 4 fights were either a submission or a KO, which is kind of unheard of to have those first 4 fights of a big card just to be absolute carnage makers. And I think 291's got a lot of work to do. You know what I mean? Not only the drama of 290, but it was so powerful. None of these people that called in said anything about first 4 fights. They were all demolishes, you know. Even the women's fight was a KO in the first 30 seconds. So I mean, that's how powerful drama is, Moss. It changes everything. So I mean,
yeah, it got off to a really, really good start, and it just kept going, man. There was only one fight
Absolutely.
where you can be like, but I mean, there is not many speed bumps with this one. This one was just full throttle.
Absolutely. And then just quickly, I think when you were saying about what Dana told Izzy not to go in there and advised him not to, that is just a gigantic pile of horseshit. That's like the coach of a hockey team sending out his goon in the last 20 seconds, and he's telling the guy, okay, don't punch anybody out. You just behave yourself. Bullshit, man.
Yeah.
Dana's just, I think the skinnier he gets, the more dumber he gets. I mean, it's just getting stupid, man.
Well, I don't think he's dumb.
Shit.
I think he's being a businessman, right? And he thinks he's acting like his audience is dumb. You know, it's weird, man. He thinks we're all idiots. Like, we're not. We understand exactly what he's doing, you know? But he's a businessman.
For sure.
You know?
And then just one quick comment on Sadiq's calling. I mean, like, I'm not racist at all, but I think this whole separation, I know it's 2023, but people have really got to understand, you got to separate history and climate change and woke and Disney away from the fights. Like, all of us are here for the fights. And I know some people have some really interesting stories from their backgrounds, whether it's tremendously evil or it's tremendously cool. I mean, let it be in the past. Don't mix it in with the fights and everything. Like, I mean, I learned that from you, Moss. Stick to the fights. Don't stray off into the fucking forest, you know, for the trees. Stick to the fights and do a history thing on a podcast for 4 hours, but don't, you know what I mean? I got nothing against Sadiq, but that really, like, the chat got pissed off at him for that, and I can kind of understand why, but I don't think he would probably pull the colonization shit again when he, you know, he's a good guy, but I just think
he's a very fun-loving dude. If you notice his social media or his interviews, the guy's always looking to have fun. He's not a victim. Like, he really isn't.
Well, of course he's not. But I just think he probably knows it himself.
And he's put in a weird spot, too, because he's an African, man. He's from Africa. You know, like, he's got strong roots over there. So he's got to, he's got to defend his people, for sure. So that's why I respect him.
Just a short call, Moss, but I just want to say quickly before I go, I just think you and Jesse are some of the best people I know, and I just wish you all the best with those 2 kids. And I just think you guys are the greatest, okay?
Thank you, my man. That's very kind of you.
All right,
Appreciate
take it easy. Bye-bye.
There it is, 2 joints. What a nice call. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. He's right.
Wonderful.
I tell you, these kids are rough, man. It is. I love them to death, but my gosh, it is not easy, man. And Jesse's she is a beast as a mom, man. A mom beast, just taking care. Even when I fill in for like little moments here and there to give her some relief, it's just like, wow, man. It is a lot, man. But we're blessed. We're absolutely blessed because we have 2 beautiful children, and we get to spend more time with our kids than most people can say they can do. So it's like 0 complaints. Wait till they team up, dude. It's like, it is exhausting. But you want to love them both as much. You want to give them both the attention they need and they deserve, you know? So, yeah, it's wild. It's a wild world. I retract. Can't find the slave, but if he should, yeah, we got to chill, man. I can't believe like whatever, like people are saying, like, so Sonosi was digging to see. So Izzy's childhood story plus biography. I could retract about the servants and slave thing. I feel that's a stretch. Happy. I want some money. Okay, that's Sonosi. Thank you, Sonosi. All right. Let's get Sober Carl in. And I got you. And thank you for being so patient, guys. We're trying to get through these calls here. Let's go. Sober Carl, you there?
Guys, trying to get through these calls here. Hello.
What's up, Sober Carl?
Hey, Moss. It's good to talk to you.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm doing wonderful. How are you, and how's the family?
We're doing well, man. We're doing well. Thank you for asking.
Awesome. Yeah, two joints this last call was great. He took a lot of stuff I was going to say, but he hit it right on the nail. But anyways, I found this really old history book. So bear with me with these few pages I'm going to read. I'm just kidding.
Okay.
Anyways, I'm calling it on a lighter note on how great this community is. I've been watching, over 3 years now, being an MMA hole, and this is the first time I did goat milk, and I got 11 picks out of 13.
Yeah, dude, that was a good performance.
Yeah, I was stoked, and it never would have happened because I couldn't figure out goat milk. Like, I am behind on this technology. I suck at technology. I really do. If you put me on a computer, I get into like all that stuff where everything freezes up and I'm like, what I push, what I do. And so I had Lou Dog called me and his wife called me and they helped me through it, and I was like having anxiety. I'm like, oh, just forget it, I'm not gonna do it. And Lou Dog's like, no bro, he's like, we got it, calm down, we got it, bro, we got it, no worries. And we ended up getting it, and like I had a blast doing it, and like he helped me with my picks too, so I can't, I'm not taking all the credit. And so I want to give a huge shout out to Lou Dog and his wife Heather for helping me get on goat milk. That was a lot of fun, and I just think this is the greatest community in the world, and these people, I'm like really my true friends here on Discord, and like they're down to talk to me about anything. I'm down to talk to them about anything, and I just wanted to just give a huge shout out to this community. And the MMA-Holes are the greatest community in the world, without a doubt. I mean, I love you with all my heart, and respect and love, and you guys take care. You watch your sick, you take care of each other, and let's take over the world.
That's right. Thank you, Carl. Appreciate that.
Thank you, boss.
Okay. Have a great night. Okay.
See all the hard work you do for us. I really do.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you. Okay. Have a great night. Okay.
You too.
Stay sober.
Oh, I will.
All right. Thank you. All right. Get out of here. How dare you say nice things about us? Nice guy, Carl. Yeah, he jumped in our Pick'em League, Goat Milk. Completely free, the MMAHoles.com. But yeah, and he got 11 fights right out of 13. That's pretty impressive. All right, Ann, let's go. Let's take it home, kid. Ann, you there?
I'm here.
Do you think? And someone in the chat says that was a better speech than the I Have a Dreams. Sober Carl. He's like the white Martin Luther King.
I have a dream.
All right.
And no, that was nice. I know where he's coming from. Yep. Definitely the community. Yep. It was very nice. Very good community.
Yeah, I agree. All right, Ann. Well, I appreciate your patience, Ann. I like to finish the show with a nice, beautiful breasted woman. So give it to me, baby.
Yeah, beautiful breasted. Give it to you. Okay. Enough about the race stuff. Yeah, the Robbie fight. Love Robbie. And I'm not saying he was in on it or anything, but God, they look like a dog. I'm sorry. Christ.
Oh, I should ask Sadiq about that. I should ask
fixed.
Okay.
That he probably wasn't on, didn't know anything, and probably said to make it look good, and that's what he did. And it was over fast and everything quick, and he did better than what everybody was saying Cowboy did. I mean, come on.
Listen, like I said, I don't think it was fixed, but I can entertain it. I could, because I just listen. I like jumping down that lane. I like it, but I will stay in the middle.
Okay, but why did all that? Like, it's just all coincidental. I mean, what they're gonna play the tribute thing to him if he got his butt kicked or knocked out, and plus he didn't put his gloves in the middle of the cage, and I don't know, it was just weird. And I love Robbie. I don't hate Robbie. I'm nothing against Robbie. But, you know, you could still pay the other guy to take the guy who died without the other guy knowing it. Happen all the time.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. If there's any crazy chance that was, it's Nico, you know, talking to the UFC, and you know, like how does it hurt? It doesn't hurt Nico in any way, right? Like
No.
if he and I'm playing devil's advocate here, okay? Because I like pissing off the people that get all butthurt on this. But like Nico could get the call from Dana and the boys and be like, listen. It's going to be on ABC. I understand. You're a warrior. But if you lose this fight, nothing really happens. We'll give you a couple of bucks here. We want to play this nice little package we put together. We just want to sell a couple extra pay-per-views. Why not, Nico? Just take a little quick nap for a sec. You know?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. Well, yeah. You know, he made it look good and everything.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Of course it's going to happen like that.
Yeah,
He's not going to let Robbie know or anybody. Yeah. It's like, geez, guys. Oscar, come on. You could have won an Oscar with that performance.
What's the difference if Nico wins this fight or loses this fight? What's the difference? What happens to Nico afterwards? Nothing. It's the same thing, right? We all forget.
Like
we move on.
Yeah, like you always said, the fighters don't make enough money.
Yeah.
You know,
pay the man. That's right.
Yeah. So hey.
That's right. I'm with you, Ann. Complete fake
Yeah,
fix.
right.
The fix is in.
The fix is in. I'm telling you, the WWE stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
come on. It's like they're with them. Hey, you know, anything can happen. You know what happened with the other guy with the betting, betting stuff. So you just never know. But man, that's just so coincidental, guys. Come on.
That's right. Fake. UFC's fake. All right. Anything else?
Yeah. I just want to say I was pissed off because everybody I picked that were supposed to win a bulk. I'm glad he did, but everybody else in the main card freaking lost.
Was it a good night?
No, they all lost. Everybody I picked except for Volk. I picked him.
Wait, did you pick? You didn't pick Woodburn, did you?
No, I picked Volk to win.
No,
that's just it. But everybody else I picked in the mains for the championship. In the main, got them all wrong. Everybody.
Wait, you picked against Bo Nickal?
No, I didn't.
Oh, okay.
I got him right, but everybody else, the main ones. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
I want a Bobby. I love Dan, but I like you. I just, you know, sometimes it doesn't seem like he was as good as he was, but I'm glad he won. Yeah, that's great. But I wanted Robert to win. I wanted Moreno to win.
Okay.
I kind of figured Bo was gonna win, and sorry, I
you picked Rodriguez?
And yeah, I was doing real good until up to the main fights. I mean,
rough night. Listen, it's okay. We all have our rough nights.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, well, you did better than me this time.
How dare I? Listen, all I care about is if I have a MyBookie bet on it, that's all I care about. Like I listen, of course I would love to do great and run the table, but if I lose my MyBookie bet, like I'm devastated. Even if it's only $15, like I feel like oh shit, someone made that bet too, and I'm freaking out. So I need to hit those. But
it's doing so good, and then all of a sudden,
oh man,
I'm like, damn it! It's like, gosh, well, you know, one of these, I'm happy that whoever gets up there, I mean, God, I just want to make it up in the top 10 or something. Is like, God, trying to pick, even if you pick the right ones, you have to pick exactly how they want, and if you don't, you only get a little bit of the points, and that's what's hard about it.
Well, it's gonna get even crazier when the new website comes, because we're really gonna get competitive, man. So this is just practice right now. You're just practicing. I know you've been doing this for years, but this is just practice.
I just get so, you know, wrapped up in it, you know.
Yeah.
Mike's like,
don't worry.
What's wrong with you? And I go, nothing is wrong with me.
You walking around pissed off in the house?
Kicking
the dog.
winning? I go, no.
It's a real
I'm not
fan.
winning.
You're just competitive. That's
okay. Well, when he does it though, he just goes dun 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 dun. Probably like your brother.
Yeah. Yeah, he has my brother has no clue what's going on.
And he gets more but right and gets more points than I do every time if he does it.
I tell you, my mom and dad, well, they do watch the fights, but my mom and dad are on the first page like almost every time. I'm like, well, how are they doing this? Like, what's going on? I'm gonna have to call them up.
Not low. Yeah.
It's weird.
High on the page they are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's weird. I think they're cheating. I think there's something to doing something a little
That's
fishy.
it. It's all fixed.
So yeah, it's fixed. They're in on it. It's weird. My dad won goat milk last year. It's like, how did he pull that off? It's crazy, man. Anyway.
Fixed it.
Anyway. Listen, because we don't listen to Moss's picks, what are you talking about? I got what? How many wrong on this one? Not many. I did so good.
This one.
By the
No,
way,
you didn't do too bad.
And 5
But
weeks in a row plus
underdogs,
money.
You always seem to get the bet right, though, on those underdogs.
Yeah. My plus, listen, when the money comes into play, I'm about the big dance. You know what I'm saying? I'm about the big lights. I like to be under pressure, hot stove. I'm not going to sit here and get all 13 right, but I'm going to get the money ones right. That's what I'm going to do, Ann. That's my job. You know, Ann?
Yeah.
As a professional.
It happens. That's what I'm saying. That's what's so funny. I'm sitting there going, everybody gets so upset. And I go, yeah, but he picks them right. He does.
That's right. Plus money Moss. If I don't hit those, I'm in trouble. If I miss on those, I'm in trouble. Yeah. That's why, some cards I'll bet like 4 times on the card, and then one card I'll bet like 1 time. Because I don't want to put my money in like a gamble. Sometimes I do it, but I don't like that. Like just flipping a coin. You got to have a really good hunch to put some money behind it. Do you bet on any fights?
No.
Yeah, smart.
No.
You're smart, eh? Yeah, because at the end, we all lose.
I would probably get hooked on it.
Yeah.
We'd lose all of our savings. Yeah, it'd all be gone.
You know what you got to do? You got to take you got to put like $100 aside, right? Save up $100 and then just bet like $2 here and there, because you're pretty good with your predictions, right? As long as you have a budget, you'll always do fine, and stay away from the props and parlays, because that's where I'm losing. If I wasn't doing props and parlays, I'd be fine. Straight up bets are easy, but it's when you start stringing bets together, and lowering your odds.
I kind of noticed that on these betting sites or different ones. They all kind of try to get, hey, do this, parlay.
They want that.
Of course,
Yep.
I had to look it up. What
listen.
the hell are they talking about? Parlay shit and this and that. I'd have to get more with the lingo and learn more.
That is the sucker's bet. We've had the odds maker on say it out of the horse's mouth. They want you to bet that stuff, and listen, it's fun. That's why I understand why people do it, but you can't rely on those, because eventually it's going to get you in the long run, for sure. It's just for fun.
Yeah, I would imagine. Yeah. Well, some people, they put a lot of money on.
Yeah, you
I
gotta
guess
be careful.
they have the money to do it. Yeah, but more power to them.
You got to do it
Wish I had
responsibly. You can have fun with that. Those bets, just do it responsibly. That's the best advice, right?
Yeah, I just like to compete in the goat milk. It's fun.
Yeah. All right. Well, Ann, listen, it's always fun talking to you, but we have definitely had a marathon stream tonight. So any last words to the peeps?
I just love all you guys. You guys are the best community. MMA-Holes. I love you all. Love you, hate you, whatever. Doesn't matter. You guys are great. Chris, great. Jesse's great. She's a man. 2 kids. Man. Beautiful children. You guys are awesome. Great parents.
Thank you. Thank you, Ann.
Someday we're going to meet you guys. Someday.
It's next year. I'm telling you right now. I even told Jess, I'm like, even if I have to go, I want her to go. But if she's got to stay home with the kids, I am International Fight Week. I'm there. And we have too many connections now not to do this shit. So I want to start next year. I want to start doing meetups and doing a whole bunch of fun stuff. So next year we'll see each other for sure.
That would be cool. That'd be great. Like that. That'd be fun.
Okay. Save the dates. All right, Ann. Thank you.
All right. Love you guys.
Love you too. There's Ann H. We're madly in love. Madly. Well, what a show tonight was, baby. 3 hours, 20 minutes. Woo! Whew. That was a lot. If you're watching this from the has anyone stayed in the stream the entire time? Has anyone been here for 3 hours and 23 minutes? My ass is numb as fuck. I took one break and I got numb tuchus. But anyone in the chat been here that long, thank you. And if you're watching the replay and you survived this whole thing, let me know in the comment section. Fucking hell, man. That was nuts. And the calls were great. The donations appreciate very much so. Hit that like button. If you enjoy these long ass streams, I want to see what those likes. Okay? And also, I know you said a lot in this chat. I missed a lot. So hop in the comments. I want to hear about the. Go ahead, talk to me about the race stuff. Talk to me about what's next for Volk and Moreno. Is he going to be able to bounce back? And do you think Pantoja won? Everything that happened on this card. There's so many stories. We couldn't dive into all of them. So I want you guys in the comment section. I want to see you guys show up in that comment section so we can get in that algorithm. Thank you guys for stopping by. Always appreciate you. We'll be back on Tuesday, tomorrow. Fucking hell, I'm back tomorrow for the, what's it called? Tough. So don't be an a-hole, be an MMA-hole. Good night. Good night. Get out of here. It's late.